Camera's not focusing. I can't spell together. Resident Clank, you never let me down. Glad as hell, though. Just never let me down. It's got a bit of a tang to it. Also meaning that's probably fermented. Fermented black tea. Hello, friends. Hello, one and all. It is I, the boy. I finally finished the video, for those who have not noticed. Probably on track to be one of the worst videos on my channel, but then again, I did not make that video to be good. Or quote, I did not make that video to push views. I made that video for me. I came back from getting the milk, getting her milk. I had a joke, I don't know where the fuck it went. Same place my mind went. Into the gutter! Apparently the news cycle went into the shitter while I was busy in the editing bay. Granted, into the shitter is over the course of 5 days, but into the shitter nonetheless. Alright, this shit didn't work. Yes. The early birthday gift of milking Kappa. Kappa Pride. Kappa Snidely. I also have all the things I said I'd work on from last versus chat in hand. I just need to push them to the update center for the fucking alerts. I have sometimes astounded by the words that come out of my mouth. Yeah, it's alright. I still can't believe that's what fucking Grok considers a YouTuber. A YouTuber is a bisexual himbo with blue eyes. Is it that far off? I saw. There you are. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Retardation happened. These are a lot of topics in a short amount of time. Short amount of time, relatively meaning I have 4 different subjects on my fucking browser. However, not all of them are directly related to each other. Let's start with the oldest news first. I believe this is the oldest news. I'm being sent pictures. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. My forehead is itchy. Anyways. I believe this is oldest news first. If I have this in the correct way. However, just to do a little recap, just in case anybody is behind, because I know the last one was extremely short on the account of Carl's brain was not directly functioning. Drag this over. Give me my window screen and the shit I need, bro. And cold-blooded articles. Fuck. Articles. There you go. Those unaware. From last stream. Nintendo is patent trolling Palworld. And for those that are unaware of what that really means, originally we did not have true details but now we have the details confirmed. Nintendo attempted, and more than likely will be successful, with content and patent trolling Pocket Pair for Power World, simply because they decided to go behind themselves in the American system, as well as in the Japanese system, and attempt to patent the mechanic of throwing spears at objects to capture them inside of a working field, which is the mechanic for how Pokeballs will work post Arceus, that being Legends Arceus, all for the explicit purposes of fucking with the ability for Pocket Pair to make Power World. More than likely, they're going to be successful simply because when it comes to legalese, Nintendo, inside of the Japanese system of legal court, never loses a case that they do. Hello, Nyx. Hello, Astra. Because they never lose a court case that they do, more than likely, Nintendo is going to set a precedent that when you don't like a company beating you when it comes to game development and focus, just simply do what would be considered an illegal lawsuit and sue them into the ground because you don't like them, which is crazy in and of itself. Moving forward from that, I don't really know how to best describe this other than the title of what is on it, which is Twinkiegate. Twinkiegate, the downfall of one echo of tragedy. There was a live stream done 5 days ago that is nearly 3 hours long. However, Horror has chosen to transcribe the majority of everything that has happened for us in an easy to follow list. And it goes thusly. So, the notes. Which one do I want to use? I'll use this one. The notes begin thusly. A call-in happened somewhere on 9/13 of this year, taking place in another Commentary Orbiter's Discord server, which is from Shiantic Echo. 5 commentary YouTubers in the call: Echo of Tragedy, Joe the Alcoholic, E. Skeletoise, Robin, she has no idea who this is, and Bad Dog. All of them were inside of a Discord voice chat when Echo starts screen sharing nudes of other women to play Who's That Pokemon with cleavage and breast pictures, which is fucking disgusting. E. Skeletoise says that they are forced to play the game. Of this list, there are 17 women that were totally affected. 15 having to do with Fansly, OnlyFans, or being directly paid for the news. One of them being Olivia Wilde. The Olivia Wilde? I'm sorry, that just melted my brain for a second. Alright. $500 to the Olivia Wilde, apparently. Unless there's another Olivia that I don't know of. One gave their nudes for free in private DMs, and one is allegedly his own girlfriend. Let's pump the brakes for a second there real quick, and let's describe exactly how heinous that is. It's one thing to play what I believe Phantasma calls cover-up slut, which is you get the pictures and or video showcase of people's cosplays from conventions. Okay. You get pictures and videos of the cosplays from a convention that is published from their own collection of the people who showed up to the event in outfit, in uniform. Everything from regular men and women to OnlyFans models like Sabrina Banks to working professionals that just decided to show up in uniform and just judging how whorish is the outfit. Men and women all ascribe, all apply. It is another thing entirely, especially if you're a woman, to show off pictures of yourself. Weird flex, but there are apparently people on the left that do this. Twinks, transgender, whatever. Taking pictures of other people. Most of the people affected were private. Okay. Chick who dated Edwin Generations, he's related to BlownBacks. Okay. Thank you for her. Back to my thought line. Taking the pictures, even of people who you're no longer in a relationship with, but in this case, all private photos, and just titties. Hey guys, let's play a game. Let's see if you can guess whose cleavage this is. I wish I had a stock soundboard of sound effects. That's a whole Nick, what the fuck you doing? Because you're projecting this to a group of people unannounced for whatever reason. And then on top of it being private people, you stick your own girl's nudes in the bundle. And you share this with other women as well. I'm assuming of the people who are in this room, I assume everyone that was in this call, there's at least one woman and everyone else is male. Unless I'm corrected otherwise. One is a good friend of yours. Okay. Degenerate behavior is beginning of the next chapter. Bunny, which happens to be here. Some bunny loves you. Bunny button. Paid for access to the Camsona. Paid for pay pig videos. Would join on video call. And, I guess, smosh. It's been a while since I've heard of a person who willingly smoshes. For those in the audience who have no idea what the fuck that means, it means sex with food. Food play. Jello, Twinkies. Jello and Twinkies. Would eat said food. I can't read that word. I can't read that word and continue being serious. Would eat said food with human mayonnaise afterwards on camera. Obsessive to the point of acting like they were dating. Another person by the name of Vamp and Dump. Multitude of deranged, suggestive messages. I'm assuming this is Echo of Tragedy to these women. Not the women towards Echo of Tragedies. All are male. Okay. Message. I need to titty bang you badly. Monday. I can't model this shirt, but I really like it. I might need to worship you all night. Hot face, hot face, hot face. Hope you have a good day, gorgeous, and I would literally dick you down all day and night if it was possible. This is extremely big simp energy, if I've ever fucking seen it. Ooh, Lord have mercy. 9 pending requests. Smushed out. I love jerking off to you wearing those yes daddy panties. Need to legit BR ellipses. I think we've seen enough there. Close comms. Normal woman. Breasting boobedly. Normally existing with a low cut. Wearing the Aunt Cassie fit from Pixar. I should be titty banging and nutting all over them. Another one. Concept, I go to gym. Wearing choker. Slaps breasts. I could spray so much nut on these. Hot face. Hot face. Hot face. Hot face. I've had an influx of try-R's fun toys DMs ever since I updated my bio. I now have a minors do not interact 18 plus since I do not produce content targeting that demographic. I also do not test products or run an OF. My coochie is not in bio. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. If you ever need a sex toy, I am down to volunteer. Hot face. Hot face. Hot face. Another titty bang. Can I send you pics of the big juicy rooster? Make you drool pre-cum like crazy. I feel horrible about the fact I have to read this. Ah! Rum is your friend? I see. We have fun here. I don't know exactly what to call this era of content fit. Army Corps? Basic Corps? I'm pretty sure this is just the generic woman wears military gear wear that I see all the time on the internet, we all see. But it's not quite to the Nazgul Gooner level. So just normal Army Corps is what I'm going to pin it for right now. Holy fuck, I didn't think I needed to bang you in uniform. Heart's face, heart's face, heart's face. Someone pet my forehead in public. I would pet my rooster on your forehead. Bro, that don't even make sense. Just... what kind of sense does that fucking make? I just be saying shit. This man is too fucking horny. Men like this give motherfuckers like me a bad name. That's what guys like this stuff. This is what that guy does. Fucking Christ almighty. And I thought I had enough gray hairs already. Looks like I'm getting some more. I'm gonna turn into David Frank in like 5 years. While I'm alive, new board dropped. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm assuming she's wearing a low-cut top. Because I see black, and then I see a cut of skin, and I have to assume this is the neckline, and they're playing tic-tac-toe on her cleavage zone in the boob window, and the man says, I need to nut on the X's and O's. Heinous. Heinous. This man just wants to spread it everywhere possible. This man believes that everything is Philadelphia fucking whipped cream styled cream cheese. That's what he wants. That's what he does. That's crazy. Before I sleep, I hope you're doing well. You're literally one of the kindest and funniest people on my timeline. I'm not just saying that because you're hot with big titties. That's just a cake on the cake. Smooth. Smooth with words. Smooth with words. Sex and poor nugget. Doing all this when you have a woman. True. 100%. Let us, for context, use my relationship with Star. Both Horror and I know that often Star will play coy, but the two of us indeed match each other's freak. Yet and still, I wish Carl will try this. I wish alternate dimension Carl will try this shit. The ready-made speed of my fist to his mouth would be a torpedo. Shot like a tungsten rod. The disgust The disgust! The disgust! I wish an alternate dimensional nigga would. I wish an alternate dimensional nigga would. But, chat, it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here. We're only halfway technically through the doc. But it doesn't end here. Well, if you want to collab over something, I'd be more than happy to. Shockface. Did a first time love recording with another VA and she did wonderfully. She had experience in making solo not safe for work audio, which is, I'm pretty sure it's just ASMR. Live recording. Holy fuck me scentless, hot face. The Fansley post is too sexy. How much for more? You could totally ride my face all day with that juicy ass. Hey, gorgeous. I was curious if you were going to do further IRL stuff or this was just a Valentine's Day gift. A mix of both. I'd like to post IRL on top of my art, but more a special occasion type of thing. Fire emoji. Let me know if there's ever a pay-to-win option, because I definitely love winning. Heart face. Your price, of course. And then tip message, $15 tip. I assume this is all Twitter DMs. Weird shit. Kiwi Studios as well as the Omni Edger. There needs to be Gatorade to cure this kind of thirst. It would make millions. True. It's called ice water in cold showers. Rum only does pinups and not safe for work drawing. She does not post nudes on her Fansly. I wonder what the hell he was talking about. Come on, X. There we go. I too have my weird conversations with Echo. Kiwi Studios lol. Echo of Tragedy. City of Los Santos. Going to full screen for these. Hey, sweetheart, I wanted to apologize for misgendering you the other day. Oh, you did that. I didn't know you did. Either way, it's all good. I don't make it a big deal, so it's cool. I personally think accidentally misgendering someone is equivalent to getting an order wrong, so it's no big deal. People who misgender on purpose is another story, but getting angry when someone accidentally misgenders you is just dumb. Okay, I'm glad, sweetheart. My skin crawls every time I have to read the word sweetheart. I was just in a call with Huggy when he corrected me and wanted to reach out. I didn't know you had him mentioned. Lol. XD. I didn't see Huggy's thing, but thank you for reaching out. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. Glad you forgave him, sweetheart. Go step on a Lego brick barefoot, you rusty like rutabaga. Rutabaga? Rutabaga. Does he call everyone sweetheart? He did me too. Ew, what the fuck? I imagine he called other sweetheart, but I just ignore it. You can see that in my text. No shit that creep was in your DMs. You have a high-pitched voice, and that's enough for him to want to fuck you. Fucking sleazeball calling you sweetheart like he knows you. Yes, being stuck with babyface has cursed me. Yes, he is a sleazeball. Yuck! This is how I make Mustang payments. Spoon-diddled. D1 instigator. Three-time world record... three-time world record goon maxer. Certified boogeyman endorsed by BlownBack. I'm assuming these are all, if they're not female, I'm assuming most, if not all of these, are transgender. Am I hot or am I cold? This seems like an abnormal level of goonery that we have yet to properly see proper. Wanted to pay her a lot of money for actual nudes, pay Bunny $200 a week for her shit. I see. I have to assume the rest of these are also people. Spawn dial is just a spurg. Okay. What are all these payments, though? 120, 69, 50, 45, 20, 25, 25, 50, 50, 10, 25, 25, 10. One from another person that's scratched out that's not relevant. 25. That's at least 500. No. I'm underballing. That's at least $400, $500. That's at least $400, $500. These are payments that he made to people he was getting nudes from. I see. Let's see. 120 for one set. I'm assuming each one is a payment to a separate person. Whoever charged 120 for their nude set probably made out like a bandit, most of all. 120, 69, 50, 45, 20, 20. Oh, come on, girls. Don't undersell yourself short. Your nudes are worth more than $20. 50, 50, 10. They definitely underpriced, and they definitely underpriced. 25, 25, 10, 25, 25. Many of them not even 24 hours apart. Okay. This man has an addiction, and he definitely needs to go to therapy. I would say most definitely. How did this come out? Echo sends a copy pasta to multiple women affected. This coming from Leia something. Echo leaked my public nudes, OnlyFans paywalled content of Some Bunny Loves You, and nudes of other women, who will remain anonymous, in Discord to a group of people in a screen share last week, and I just found out. Echo was confronted in a manipulating situation by copying and pasting a disingenuous apology to each of the women with whom he shared nudes during the call. I do not care the pictures were shared because they are public, and I posted them. I care that private pictures of others were shared with him, and he violated their trust by sharing these nudes. I also care that paywalled content was shared. I even matter that I and all the women he did this to received a copy and paste apology, if you can call it that, see below, in a tearful, I don't know what's wrong with me explanation when asked why. I am done with Echo. I want nothing to do with him. Echo Tragedy. Hey, a few weeks ago I was in a private VC and shared some of your nudes. I don't know why I did it. You're not the only one, but I'm really sorry and I don't expect forgiveness. Nothing was saved. No one in the call spread it. I was confronted, and as the person that talks about not leaking, it was only right that I told all the girls because they deserve to know. And I can't be trusted after all that has happened. And it is copy-pasted and sent to other people as well. Then 3 posts from Rump and Dump, Bunny, and Lady Nerd Artist. Here's weird knowing your fans' content was leaked to some randos in a Discord call. I don't post nude content, but I still feel some type of way. I don't expect the paywall to always be respected, but still, what the fuck, dude? I'm not really the type to drop DMs, but this is honestly the response that you give. Are you serious? Okay, I learned a lot about tonight. Some things about Echo telling me that I want to clear up. This was what I had up on here earlier from Bunny. Echo was never a third in my relationship, nor was that ever an option or opportunity for him. Echo was never invited to my home. Never employed Echo to help me with my social media, cam work, or anything. I had no idea he wanted to get my face tattooed on him. Well, what? Echo is legitimately insane. He paid for his sex work service, and that's all it was to me. What it was to him is a whole different story, I guess. Upside down smiley face. And Lady Nerd Artist. I cried, screamed, and said what I needed to today. After all this, it appalls me the lack of decency in others. The fact that I had to find out from the person who did me wrong rather than the ones who I used to consider friends and acquaintances. It's wonderful to know that if someone didn't get stressed about knowing, I would have never found out. I'm beyond hurt and angry that things got to this point. I'm going to do my best to work on me and what matters most to me. For those who have messaged me, thank you. To those who have kept it hidden, I hope it was worth it. I have no room in my heart for hate. What comes around goes around in glass houses, blah, blah, blah. Allegedly did not reach out to all women who had their nudes leaked, which then leads to the now recording stream from 5 days ago. Told he isn't allowed to speak to anything outside the scene question, admits to everything he's accused of, threatened by Flatley and AWT to reach out to the girls and confess or to be put on blast, drops a bomb about Joe the alcoholic, initially believed to be disgusted and not involved until the end of the VC. Echo claims that he wanted to see all the pictures he missed and moved to a private call in Joe's service so he wouldn't get caught. Robin calls and calls the bomb drop a lie. Says Joe never asked to see anything. My wrist was hurting from scrolling through the DMs, says Echo. Joe confirms Echo lying about Joe wanting to see the nudes. States there's a private call to Joe crying about what happened. States they go to the private server because he's grown to the group to go somewhere private, not because he wanted them to go there. Joe confirms that Bunny got nudes from other people. Echo says he got permission from his girlfriend to send them. Admits the girlfriend's nudes were sent to other people without permission. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why would you do that? Why would you lie? Why would you lie? Why would you lie? Why? Fucking idiot. Oh my god. He blames leaking nudes on girls asking him to share. Echo admits he wasn't paying for most of the loots and nudes that he did get. Admits that he didn't list everyone he leaks from and didn't reach out until after he realizes it. Another two victims come in, which is Brooke and Bunny. Brooke calls out Echo for lying to her at 7 a.m. on 9/20/24. Asked him that morning if he leaked her stuff and he said no. Later be told by Robin that Echo did show her stuff. Said he wasn't subbed to her OnlyFans, but Robin says that he's lying. Bunny then confronts him, saying he recorded her now deleted content. Confirms he sent his girlfriend's nudes with her permission. Confirms he sent his girlfriend's nudes to other people without permission. Calls bullshit on him never having done it before. Echo claims this is all due to hypersexuality. It's gotten worse within the last few years. Brain broken. I've literally never shared pictures before this year. Called out for his girlfriend's nudes as a way to get other women's nudes. Said there was jokes about having threesomes in a DM. Two parties confirmed with the girlfriend that this is a lie. Echo claims it happened, but there are receipts showing otherwise. Lets it go to a conversation that was in 9/19. The girlfriend says it never happened on 9/20. Called out for seemingly acting like he doesn't care about her, which must be girlfriend. And then DMs get dropped. Echo of tragedy. Yesterday, I don't know what yesterday is in this context, but I have to assume that this is the context from 9/19, 9/20. If this is correct. Is that correct, Horror? Hello, Stickman. With context, the girl for the stuff and the calls were made 4 years ago and not active in use since. Okay. For Cam or Fansley, I put my nudes on the internet. How did they go public? Hello, Mel Gumby. What is happening is we are detailing the first story of the drama that we have been missing because I was working very, very hard on probably like what was it? 75th, 76? I know I reset this one is at 45 and it's currently sitting at 34. 34 constantly re-edited versions of my Once Human review. Now we're going through drama. This is apparently of an extreme hyper gooner. Man, it's fucking SHA4 with it. For context, the girl with the stuff. Yeah, it was called before, or the now recording stream. Okay. Echo of tragedy. I was talking to my girlfriend and she was like, the fuck, this doesn't work out, I call dibs when she saw your profile pic. It was so funny. If things don't work out, give her my number. Bruh Lamau. I told her you'll act like we can't share and it apparently wasn't funny. Oops, I just audibly choked on air. For what it's worth, I laughed. I mean, it was funny, but we might have been too objectifying Lamau. I can't control what two consenting adults talk about in the privacy of their DMs. Lamau. But true, and still, she did grill if we sexted. Skull emojis. No shenanigans going on here. I don't know if it comes off as more suspicious, but I'm happy to confirm for her if she's still uncomfortable. No, she wasn't. She believes me. She was also asking me to peek, obviously with consent. Sorry if that's TMI. So, you're RPing in the DMs of other people? Well, in a relationship. But it's okay because both of you want to goon on the same person. I say, humbly, with the most sincerest take and my best Tristan from You Really Weird series, just fuck already! Why are you involving everybody else in your gooning? How did we find this out? Because they probably leaked it themselves. Because they were probably amongst the group of people who got fucked with. Why can't y'all just goon responsibly? The level and amount of lacking of gooning responsibly is so fucking weird. And again, this guy has an addiction. But that's so weird. The worst part is that he's lying. So he's imploring this on his own behalf without communicating to his partner to give the heirs of consent. Lord of mercy. Nothing at all in between cooking, getting filled. Don't type getting filled in. Getting filled in on the BlownBack stuff in the rechat. Making sure, didn't want to make it uncomfortably awkward. Totally get it. Keep her safe. People are weirdos and creeps. If you know your tastes, I bet she's a real cutie pie. Sparkles. She knows my type. Anytime she sees one of my exes, he's like, of course she has an ass. A man of finer taste. I'm relieved that it wasn't a problem. If you have a solid relationship with your girl, anything I can do to feel comfortable, I'm happy to do it. I see what you did there. She's cool with being it. Say she's pretty. Keep a low profile. Blah, 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 blah. Tom Magul wants DMs for proof. Bet. Was she in the DMs? Don't backstab Tomato Tom. I learned about that after the fact, to be honest. I got a message from him early in the morning. I had to go to work, so I didn't get to see who was all affected until this evening and night. Echo continues to lie, saying the girls knew about Cherry, which I'm assuming is comfortably awkward. Claims that she knew about her. Says boys going at him were giving him the runaround. Bunny says that Echo almost bought tickets to try and go see her in person. Says it was a joke. Don't believe him. Says an IRL friend call him out for having an addiction. You've got a lot more than a fucking addiction if you're doing this much. Confronted about being a catalyst for another online drama. This part of the call I did watch, but I don't remember where it was. Xylee blows him out for his possessiveness. I thought her thing was supposed to be a some-dog relationship, says Echo. Brings up that he got angry about Bunny going on a podcast without him. No man can talk to her unless he is there. Bunny confirms that multiple other people were told that Echo was in a 3-1 relationship with her and her husband. I said I was like a pet I paid $200 a week for. Bunny claims that he told other people she hired him for social media stuff. The glasses are really dirty. 1 second, I need to change to my other glasses. The filament coverage was hurting my eyes badly. I have an eternal smudge on the side here, which is not fun. Much better. Ugh. Bunny claims told other people she hired her from social media stuff. We used to joke about me meeting her producer, says Echo. Had as a joke in his bio. Bunny was not in on the joke at all. Matt calls Echo out for him claiming he was around Bunny since she was viral in 2019. Slightly calls out Echo for inserting himself as a white knight for any woman-related drama. Alex Gekmo accuses Echo of asking other people for women's pictures. Eskel confirms this. Asks for pictures of Huck. Canuck? I'm pronouncing it Huck unless I get corrected. Huck and her husband. Can I get one of him holding her titty? I'll pay you. Gooning, gooning, gooning. The man is a straight gooning. Gooning, gooning, gooning. The man is a straight gooning. K-Huck. Okay. K-Huck and her husband. actively asking another content creator if they can give them pictures of their partner. And for sample, I'm going to click on a random section of the live stream. And I will let you guys get like a 3 to 5 minute sample of exactly what was happening here.
Change the entire thing. I switched the fucking application. So
Okay,
it's
but
always
why couldn't
on
you
Google
do that
the
for
entire
Brooke?
time. I didn't know. I'm saying we didn't switch over to anything. It was still on Google. So when I go to when I went to Brooke stuff, it wasn't even subbed.
Yours is such a weird detail when there's people that remember you showing it though. So and saying it.
It literally I'm just saying it's literally impossible. For the way I was
again, I
pulling
would like to
everything
point
up.
out I'm a really random name to bring up. Like I'm a really fucking random name to bring up.
I wasn't the one I wasn't the one that brought you up. They were going through the now recording list and naming girls.
Right there, chat. That's the voice of a consummate gooner who cannot stop his fetish to goon. He be gooning non-stop. Close towards the end.
He's just a man of the women. He wanted to defend them.
He's
a really good feminist.
Bro, he was always in the middle of some shit that had at least one woman in the middle of it. He was in those DMs either trying to activate it even more, or he was trying to resolve the problem.
Well, he likes
He was more mad about
resolving the problem with his cock. Godspeed directly into the shitter.
Okay. While I appreciate all of your inputs, I don't really care what any of you think. Let's get back to Echo. Right, if you have a question for Echo, ask him a question.
Wait, I have a question. Very important question.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Echo, earlier in this stream, you said something that really tickled my fancy. I believe you said something about eSkeletox asking to see nudes multiple times or something like that. Can you expand on that? Yeah, I'd like eSkeletox not to talk during this segment, by the way. As let Echo say his piece.
There is multiple times that we would be in call and he would ask about certain pictures of certain women.
So that he did this multiple times? So
Like
so the one
times.
stream that we were talking about, or the one call where it's like you guys were playing Guess That Pokemon, this wasn't the only time where you were sharing nudes of women with him?
I never shared nudes with him. I would send he would ask me for the nudes and I would send him like what was like publicly available.
Yeah. This is a level of gooning that I never thought was possible without a person having extreme shame and destruction in their career. But then again, I would have been hard-pressed to tell you who Echo Tragedy was before this event, chat. This live stream was not so much a nothing burger as it was a bunch of drama that didn't make sense without having a breakdown of all of it. Fortunately, Horror broke it down for us. Thank you, Horror. Which then brings us directly into another situation. That being an individual by the name of Andy Pants Gaming, former fan of the Act Man. He challenged the Act Man to a debate about what we're gonna find out. He challenges him to a debate, and he gets mollywopped. Let's talk about that.
What's going on, boys? About to get Actman in here in a second. Hang on one second. Trying to figure out why my icon's not showing up.
Oh god, boomer. Boomer.
About this. So I'm gonna send in the link right now. Let's see. Just wait. This for content. Has the link now? You gonna pussy out?
Is he gonna pussy out? keep in mind all the words he says antagonistically about the Actmen. We're not a fan of the Actmen here on my channel. I don't like snake fucks that change their opinions to gain political expediency and financial lucrativity. But the level of shit talk this user has for a person he used to be a former fan of reaches to the point of the nonsensical. Keep that in mind.
Is he gonna puss out because leftists are pussies? Is Ackman gonna run away because leftists are cowards? Okay, he's typing me a message. Let's see what he has to say. I got a cold. He got COVID.
Note that the Acme hands make content out of this as well here. I mean, realistically...
Picking up my camera for some reason, trying to fix it. Okay.
Another StreamYard user. Realistically, anybody can make content out of the actions of debate because you don't have ownership and rights over the debate. You don't get to hide the conversations you have publicly. Especially if you're the one who apparently, like this guy, is talking all this fucking trash and smoke, but then apparently was smoked in this conversation. It doesn't say about what the topic was, but I have to assume it has to do something with gaming.
All right, dude. All right, if anybody all right, if anybody wants to join the stream and talk to me or ask me a question while we wait on Actman, then shoot me a message on Discord right now. Because Actman says that he's having technical difficulties, which I'm sure is 100% legit. All right, until Actman gets in here, I'm gonna have some random people come in here while we wait for Actman.
Okay, so already waffling for time. Not a great sign.
Dude, how's it going? Surprised the Actman hasn't joined yet.
Yeah, dude, just sitting here waiting on him. Dude, you're the guy who was playing Fortnite yesterday. Who you sounded like a 12-year-old hopped up on high C.
No, dude, that wasn't me. I didn't have the fucking anime profile picture.
Oh, never mind. Okay,
Dude, no, I was the one who talked about what females fucking play in the gaming industry, which is mastering CS and fucking sim games. I also got to mention another one, and I think this is important to mention: fucking mobile games. Do you know how big the mobile game market is?
Dude, it's funded by women. They're all playing Candy Crush, I think.
Dude, why do you think they bought fucking? I think you actually mentioned this in the video. Why do you think they bought Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard? They bought it for fucking Candy Crush.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like they could give less of a shit about like the smaller games, which sucks because like, and I saw your.
There he is, boys. The man himself.
Yeah.
All right, Ackman, I have one question just to start off. In the words of the African Prince, why are you gay?
Okay, starting off with memes.
Why are you gay? Who says I'm gay?
You're not gay. It's just that you were supporting
You didn't follow through with the line, bro. Come on, man.
You were supporting Leon mods that were gay, and you were anti-Ashley mods, and I was wondering why you did that.
Huh? You're wondering why?
Okay. So, this is probably going to be a debate about Game Banana and Nexus mods. The Actman was in support of nude Leon Kennedy mods and was not in support of sexualized Ashley mods for Resident Evil 4 remake, in line with all the other Resident Evil remakes that added graphical fidelity alongside new body scan models. I personally remember him being hypocritical, but I don't remember him saying a public stance about this. But okay, you start with why you for naked Leon, but you not for anybody else.
I did. What are you referring to?
For Resident Evil 4, you were in support of Leon mods and in support of gay Leon mods, acting like they were no big deal, and you were again, and then you called people that were pro Ashley mods. You were like, oh, they're weirdos.
I don't know if I said the term weirdo. I mean, if you have the tweet, we can go over it or whatever the tweets are.
Yeah.
If the Actman is a grifter, this guy's so much worse. I want to hear it from his mouth. Because I'm of the opinion that after seeing what the guy did, got his ass whooped in the debate. I want to see how badly he got his ass whooped in this debate. Got his ass whooped in the debate, tried to fucking claim the debate coverage, and then tried to strike it to stop the Actman from reacting to it, and had the full force of everyone come down on his neck. Yes. But I want to see how disingenuous he is. So far, we have antagonistic out of the gate, and then being really bad. So, question 1, why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why do you not support man dong as well as female flesh? Why man flesh? Why no female man flesh? Let's see his answer.
Yeah.
Do you have that on you?
So what I have here is this is my opening. Why are you?
This is your
this is my
your project file.
This is my Google Doc. So I thought this was one interesting tweet. You said
yeah,
so
I mean, we can start off with this stuff, by the way. Like,
dude, we're just
Okay, so you have screen capped pictures of his tweets. You don't have them archived, but you have them screen capped. I guess that's the same.
down to freeform.
Dude, I'm just going right into it, and feel free to ask me a question whenever you want. But I think a lot of people are familiar with the Nexus mods scandal. How they're banned. So people just wanted to remove LGBT trash from games, and Nexus was banning them and not allowing them to.
You went for big gay. Out of the gate, you dogged straight into big gay Nexus mods. That was not a smart trick. That was not smart at all. That's going to go poorly for him.
And then the reverse was not possible. So basically, people are not allowed to remove LGBT stuff from games. And what you said here was, this is false. Nexus mods is not working to delete mods that remove pronouns from Starfield. And then there was a clarification note that said, from Nexus mods that said, this is actually true. If we think someone is uploading a mod on our site with intent to deliberately be against inclusivity or diversity, then we will take action against it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
you think this is some kind of like gotcha? Like,
okay. So, Andy, this is not a gotcha. He can't hear me, Chad. He's currently in the middle of getting owned in the past. So, Andy, this is not a gotcha because Hackman had to walk this shit back when he got his shit pushed in for making this claim back with the Starfield shit. In the correct timeline, Heel vs. Babyface does his reaction and does his rant about Starfield. Actman doubles down on that narrative. Then it becomes known to him, oh shit, the Sweet Baby Ink stuff is big. I have to grift onto that. That happened 4 to 6 weeks after Starfield. Even now, a year later, people remember the reaction from Az more than they remember the gameplay or care about the gameplay to Starfield. Yakman tries to do his whole thing. It gets used against him that he definitely was trying to play for the audience pandering, and it didn't work for him. But he is now in a post-admittance situation where, yes, he was wrong. So using that as a gotcha is not very helpful, because he already owns the L. He admits that he is wrong. He had to be forced to admit that he was wrong, but he admits that he is wrong. This is not a gotcha. This is not an L that you're making him hold.
I mean,
when I get to mistakes, like,
so do you not see the double standard that people are allowed to put like gay stuff in there, but aren't allowed to remove it?
Are you talking about Nexus Mods double standard?
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, they're an independent company, aren't they? So they're allowed to do what they want. Of course,
Yes, Nexus Mods is an independent company, but it's also considered one of the more common places to pull mods from. They have explicit levels of sex mods, as well as explicit levels of collective mods, as well as just being a repository that people use to collectivize the, quote, most popular ones, and yet as a third-party resource, they are arbitrarily deciding what mods are acceptable for use and which mods are unacceptable for use. And because it is a compository of all of the mods that exist in perpetuity, if they decide to blacklist a person's work because they don't like them, that person's work stops existing, unless that person is able to get the mod up in another place that doesn't have the same critical standard. Are they allowed to do what they want? Yes, they can. But this becomes the question of how far should they be allowed to do that? Let's see if Andy is going to hit him on that point.
So there might be a double standard there. But there's also the idea that no matter what they choose, they're going to piss some group of people off, right? If they allow mods like that, they're going to piss off one group. But if they take them down, they're going to piss off the other. So it's really a no-win situation for them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of up to people's own interpretations.
Well, that's just not true. They can choose to be a neutral third party and say, hey, look, you're responsible for 100% of the mods that you choose to download. They could be able to have a mod pack for the Lonesome Road for that one thing that involved that guy with his fetish material inside of the Fallout edit, and still be able to have every other mod under the sun. It is easy to do so. It's called not being hypocrites. They take a political stance. By saying, well, they're going to piss off a group if they do it, doesn't actually cover the problem. Andy, are you going to hit him on this point?
Yeah, I believe I corrected that mistake that I made. Maybe a quote retweet or something. So if that's all that can't be all the ammo you have. Surely you've got something stronger.
No. My other question is, does the fence ever hurt? Do the splinters ever hurt from sitting on the fence so much, bud?
Also, is this the route you want to go?
Fence sitter. There are many things I can call the act man, but fence sitter isn't one of them. It's not that he sits on the fence. What he does is he takes a stance on one side of the fence and then hops the other side of the fence and then sits aboard the chair on the other side of the fence. It's like a lifeguard post. He's got 2 chairs and he jumps between each side depending on which argument works best for him and makes him the most money for content monetization for videos. That's the Axeman's content strategy. That's what they do. But he's not a fence sitter. Sitting on the fence implies that he does enough study and enough knowledge and enough research of the situation to not immediately make an empirical judgment and character criticism of a situation without having all the information available to him. Andy, are you going to address this?
I go down.
This is the route I want to go down. Let's go.
Are you sure?
Dude, just unload the ammo on me. Dude, I'm ready.
Are you sure about this, man? Because I don't think you're cut out for this. I don't think you know how this game is played.
Sweetie, I am. I'm so cut out for it.
Then why have me on?
Calling him sweetie. That's a lot of ego.
You have done such a terrible job of purging your digital footprint.
Go ahead. I had an old Xbox channel that was stupid. Go ahead. Pull it up.
And an old Twitter account and a few old YouTube channels. And I have your permission.
Go ahead, dude.
Oh.
You want to call me homophobic now or later?
I don't care about that shit, bro. I care about you being a fake. And that when the people find out who you really are, the leopards will eat your face.
Go for it. Go for it. I've changed. I'll be super transparent on what I've changed my position on and what I haven't changed my position on. I've always talked, even on my old Xbox channel, I talked about the woke garbage. It's just people didn't want to hear it at the time. And now
Talked about the woke garbage, people didn't want to hear it.
my new channel, people want to hear about it, so I talk about it more.
On my new channel, people do want to hear about it, so I talk about it more. Okay, let's see the ammunition act, man.
Yeah.
But okay,
I certainly do.
So I seriously though, dude, I really do want to ask you though, before we get into like digging up junk on each other, dude, look, I love your videos from like 7 or 8 years ago, and do you agree that there has been a steep decline?
Oh no! Oh no! He's doing it! No! Listen, bro, I used to be a really big fan of your content, but you see, it's nothing personal, kid. Flash steps behind you. I have your tweets from 8 years ago. Now,
Decline in masculinity in video games since that era of like 06, 07. Like I know you love that era of games. Do you agree there's been a steep decline in masculinity since then in games?
Steep decline. I mean, there's obviously still instances of games that have masculine protagonists, sure, but you know, I would have to watch your masculinity video in its entirety. I think I watched about 7 or 8 minutes. Okay. And yeah, that one hit the algorithm. I noticed a change in the type of content your channel has. But to answer your question, if there's been a steep decline, how do you quantify masculinity? I mean, like the Doom games, like 2016, Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages coming out. We just had Space Marine 2. That's pretty fucking masculine. I mean, Leon Kennedy Resident Evil 4 remake. I think Leon Kennedy's a fucking badass, pretty masculine. Isaac Clarke, the Dead Space remake, pretty fucking masculine.
Exactly, but which is a remake of a 2007 game.
Right, but those are still remakes released within the last couple of years, all featuring protagonists that we all consider to be fucking Giga Chads. So.
Right,
the problem with this is the same reason I had actually prepared material about the differences about what is a remake, what is a remaster, and what is an under the hood remake. And I don't like his definition because his definition is wishy-washy. We remade a game that has really good protagonists that we consider to be great. Therefore, these games are good because we already like these protagonists, even though we will recontextualize works about them to make them different. Because reasons. We're making sequels about games that come from protagonists that are considered masculine. You didn't really define what masculine was, and then you started listing off games that are shooters. Shooters equal masculine? Maybe. Okay. That's a little bit nebulous, but it's at least something. Versus Andy throwing out woke, but not defining what woke is. So, talking about games that pander to the lowest common denominator and use social media marketing as well as viral tagging and social agendas and topic vehicles, as well as the algorithm, to get people on your side, but you didn't actually describe what that was. You just said it, and then clearly defined that before in the past you talked about it, people didn't care, so people care about it on your new content, so you talk about it more. Right now, in terms of grifting, this is looking like you are changing your opinion to the culture war more than the Ackman is. Which you did not clearly define that because this is not very good for you. Not very good.
Obviously, there's some contention around your premise that masculinity has fallen off on a steep decline or something. In some ways, sure. Maybe there's more pandering. No, go ahead.
I'm just saying that we had Medal of Honor, we had Sam Fisher, we had Ghost Recon, we had all of these great like masculine characters in games, and it
Tom Clancy series.
Seems like everything now is either a remake. Like what new, very masculine character?
Everything is a remake.
Has come in a game recently.
New?
Yeah.
Are you talking like entirely new franchise?
Right. It's not a remake of a 2007 game because that just proves my point that the games back in the day were more masculine and everything's feminine now.
I think you're just moving the goalpost because you were talking about
Everything is masculine or more feminine because new franchises with male role models and male protagonists. This is pretty nebulous. By saying masculine and then not giving examples of what you mean by masculine, it allows him to use examples like Space Marines 2 or Helldivers or whatever the fuck you want to use. Because it's very easy to be wishy-washy as fuck and say games are not masculine. All characters are just female and act feminine in their design. What does that actually mean in this context? What is it that you want out of the games?
masculinity in video games. I gave you several examples of protagonists, and now you're saying, what about new characters? You're kind of just moving the goalposts on this.
I don't have to move the goalposts. Dead Space is a remake of a 2007 game, so that proves my point. So
Yeah.
you disagree.
It's a remake of a 2007 game. Therefore, my point is proven. Deboot! Nigga. No. That's not how that works.
Disagree that games are have been feminized. You disagree that masculinity is in decline in video games. Is that what you're saying?
I disagree with some parts of what you said, yeah.
Okay. Has the check cleared for Payday 3?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, all right. Hit the bank account.
Yeah, sure did.
Okay.
It's great that someone is finally, like, you can finally confront me on that, man. Oh yeah, go for it.
Good. Because it was trash. I don't see how you could justify. I mean, right now there's like 5.
Do you want actual?
I don't see how you could justify taking an ad for playing Payday 2. He was paid for a play ad of Payday 2. And or gave a really bad review summation of Payday 2. Hoping that the game would be more popular than it was, and it's just not. This is old news, and is not worth attacking the Ackmen for. Do you have anything recent that you want to get on top of him for that isn't the Starfield fiasco?
Well, an explanation, or are you just looking for cheap gotcha moments? Because I'm telling you, man,
no,
my closet is clean.
Dude,
okay?
I do
And I have found a lot in yours.
I mean, your closet's not clean, but this motherfucker can't clean it.
Oh boy,
Okay.
I do want an actual explanation.
Okay, well, the explanation is that the version of Payday 3 that I played in New York, I was told by certain people at the company, like, you know, I guess the word liaison would be the right word, like the creator liaison, the person who's talking to content creators and telling them the plan and all that. And I'd gotten back from the New York event, and I checked the footage, because they sent us all home with flash drives. I checked the footage, and it's all corrupt. And I started talking to the other guys who were at the event. I was like, dude, do you have any working footage for this? Because mine is just totally fucked up. There's no audio. So there were technical problems at the event itself. Then, when it came time for the beta, I think it was the public or the closed beta, they had 2 of them. I played that, had more technical problems with the servers. And I asked them, hey, is this what the game is going to be like when it comes out? Because, like, I'm having server issues, and what I was told is that the version we played in New York was a newer build. And so I went into that with the impression that, okay, you know, I'm going to post this video, I'm leaving for a trip, and I'm going to post this video before I leave, and I hope it doesn't turn into a shit show. And I feel like if I do have serious regrets about that, because if I had just done a better job in the intro of saying, like, hey, the game is not out yet, this, you know, please wait for reviews, I wish I had done that. Yeah, you know, repentance. We all have to repent, you know, for our mistakes and ask for forgiveness. Yeah. You're a religious man, aren't you?
I am, and I appreciate that because several people had brought that up to me, and it's good for you to hear an explanation for it. I
mean, that's the simpler explanation is that maybe it was a miscommunication from this guy. Maybe he was told something by someone higher up, and he relayed that to me, like, oh yeah, don't worry, it's a newer build. And so, like, you know, these people had, the event was professional, everything except like the small technical difficulties. I hadn't ever really done like pre-release reviews before. Like, I don't often get invited to do those things. I think I've done Halo Wars 2 and Payday 3. There's only 2 events where I think I've been actually invited out to. I talk a lot of shit, so if you want to accuse me of being a shill, I don't get invited to a lot of things.
So you truly like Black Ops 6?
Being a shill doesn't just mean you get invited to be a mouthpiece. And in that situation, the simplest answer for that, considering that Overkill needs the exposure, would have just simply been allowing the content creators to record their own footage by also being able to do live streams. Because the amount of technical issues that everybody seemed to walk away from in that situation doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Because you guys should not have that many technical issues amongst the majority of you. 1 to 5 people having technical issues, audio, video being corrupted, distorted, fucked, and it's all on a fucking flash drive? Flash drive, not a hard drive? Not on camera? Okay, alright.
Do you truly like the new Call of Duty game? Because that feels like we're waiting for the check to clear from Activision as well.
See, the funny thing is that parts of your audience don't know that you're joking.
No, I'm not joking, brother. I swear to God.
I hear you laughing. Like,
I'm laughing at the fact that I think you were.
I don't think you're an idiot, bro. If you're familiar with my content, you have a very good understanding of why Activision does not pay me or offer to pay me, nor would I accept offers for
You're
payment.
talking about their game. You're still talking about their game, and you just said, what did you say? Treyarch is cooking with this one.
Yes.
So has the check cleared? That's my only question, because the game is dog shit. I played it. The game is dog shit.
Objectively, of course, right? Your subjective opinion. Yeah, you're fucking with me, bro. And it's like, it's so easy to sniff it out, man. If you're gonna, I thought this was satire at first, what you were doing. I thought you were making fun of video game critique. Video game. Sorry, go ahead.
Just because I'm chuckling doesn't mean this is a joke. I 100% think the game is trash, and
And you honestly, legitimately think I'm being paid by Activision?
Dude, I do wonder if it's secondhand.
You're a smart guy. You're not retarded. Let's not insult both of our intelligences here, okay? If you genuinely think I'm being paid by Activision, you have never watched a single Call of Duty video I've made.
You're still talking about the game though, so I'm trying to piece a lot of these things together, like why.
And you're doing a really bad job of it.
Why you don't talk about woke stuff?
You're still talking about the game, though. Talking about the game positively or negatively, I'm pretty sure the Actman has been negative about it. Talking about the game positively and negatively, especially to the degree that they would, quote, not want to go to him since he's so negative of his opinion, doesn't mean that the check clears. That's like saying that because I like to cover what is in my interest, and it was in my interest to cover the origin of most of the talking points that came from Sweet Baby Incorporated, as well as all the other companies and liaisons and employees and members and CEOs of other groups, that anytime I choose to demonstrate my issue with the same cultural problem he could claim he does, that I am, quote, waiting for a check to be cleared from an anti-woke channel, let alone from Sweet Baby Incorporated themselves. Which is bizarre. That's a bizarre chain of logic. Not all press is good press.
Why you there's certain rakes that you avoid stepping on, and I wonder if it's to be more palatable to your corporate handlers.
Corporate handlers is a pretty big word that's carrying a lot of evidence. Do you have anything to back that up?
Okay, all right. I knew you were going to deny that, so it's fine.
What?
Here's my
No. I'll answer that question.
Yeah.
I'll answer that. Why do I avoid? So I watched about 2 minutes of your woke YouTubers video, and I could not stop laughing. And I was like, I gotta sit down, get some popcorn, and really enjoy this.
Right.
I especially like the part where you were like, why don't these YouTubers talk about racism directed towards white people?
Yes.
And you know what? You're right, bro. I started working on a new video. It's called "Why is the Great Replacement Theory So Bad?" And I think the fans are gonna love it. We're just hard pivoting to political content on my main channel. I'm all in. I'm like you, man. I'm all in.
Dude, I get it. You want to protect your money, you want to protect your cash, and the way you do that is by playing both sides.
No, I am true to myself, Andy.
I want to protect my money too. I get it.
I know.
Being true to yourself is not what you tried to do multiple times. You have indeed played to both sides, Zachman. But this guy looks like a fucking waffling idiot, so I suppose that's just gonna roll right off your beak.
Cost of your own soul, man. You are sacrificing something that when you go up to the man upstairs, he's gonna know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I've gone through your history. I have all the archives. I have the community posts you deleted yesterday about us. You're so bad at deleting things and hiding things from your audience, bro. I have it all. Okay.
No,
are you familiar with poker terminology?
And I want to see all of it. And I want to see all of the game that you have on me.
All right. Well, I mean, you're in a position where the leopards might come to eat your face.
Oh, I can't wait. When
your audience sees the things you tried to hide from them,
go for it.
They will turn on you. Some of them will.
Tell us what I've hidden from my audience. Go for it.
All right. Well, we can start off light, but you're a huge fan of Starfield, aren't you?
At one point, I was a big fan of Starfield, and I have and I'm glad you brought that up because I actually get in fights with my own audience sometimes because sometimes there's aspects of Starfield that I will justify, and I was a big fan of Starfield at one point, and over time, as I played the game more, I've played it more, and I've realized that, so if you're talking about my pro Starfield Xbox video that I made at one point.
Oh, I'm talking about that and the hundreds of community posts sucking it off. You want to talk about corporate chilling, man? Go down to Andy's Xbox channel and look at all the undeleted community posts he has sucking off Starfield.
Dude,
go check.
No, absolutely.
If you want to accuse me of being a corporate chill, bro, we can play that game.
I just like the game. I wasn't paid off. I wasn't paid off by Activision the way you are.
They pay you $5 for each of those community posts, bro.
No, go for it. Everybody can go look at it.
Look, you're faking this confidence, and I've seen through it. Okay, I see through this facade. Your audience might not at this point, but if they watch the video that I create, they will. Some of them will. You know.
So one question for you: Concord had 3 black females in it, and not a single white man. Did you
3 too many, isn't it?
Did you think that was strange at all? Did you think that was strange at all that it had 3 black females in it and 1 white man, or are you just going to ignore like obvious?
The female ratio of characters in a canceled game.
This is the hard-hitting stuff, bro.
No, it's just a question. Can you answer?
I'm just asking questions. No, I was more distracted by how unappealing all of the character designs were. Imagine, see, the thing about you, Andy, is that I've seen older videos of you.
Yeah.
I've seen things, and you are capable of having good, nuanced, well thought out takes. What you're hard pivoting to right now is built on a foundation of lies and hatred. Okay, and you're pivoting to this.
Hatred towards what?
Towards anyone that's gay, all the LGBTQ community.
Did you say that you're a Christian earlier?
I would not say I am a Christian. I'm not like a practicing Christian, but I do.
Excuse me, I don't believe in your God, but I will use it to try and shame you about your religion and how you're not living your life correctly. You absolutely just fucking said that less than 3 minutes ago.
At times, talk to friends, and I. Well, maybe, not necessarily practicing Christianity, but you talk to your friends and you understand.
Actman, this is what people say online. You have no integrity. This is what we're talking about.
What?
You have
I'm
zero
not a Christian?
You're trying to play both sides to make money on your YouTube channel.
Wait, hold up. You just asked me if I was a Christian. Where are you going with that?
I did.
What does that have to do with my integrity? Only people with...
If you make an insult about somebody's religion, and then you say, well, I'm not a practicing religious person, but you want to attack them about what you see as their emotional religious standard, if their standards are delivered from spirituality, you are indeed playing both sides, both against the spiritless heathens that will call themselves anarchists, as well as those who believe that they're doing things on behalf of a higher power, whether their particular belief system is fair or unfair. He is not smart enough to be called on that, though. Moving forward.
Do you stand on your? Are you a Christian or not? And do you stand on those values?
No, I'm not a practicing Christian. Okay. No, I don't go to church.
Okay, all right.
Why do you ask? What's the purpose of that?
Well, no, you just started. You know, it's.
Do you think I'm like, I'm a big fan of the 9th commandment. I'm sure you're familiar with it.
What is that? Coveting?
No. It's funny. My other buddy said it. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. I'm a big fan of that one.
Okay, did I lie somewhere?
Where you've done a lot of lying, buddy.
Okay, where did I lie? This should be good.
Yeah. Let's see. We have a funny quote from you. Let's see if I can. I found your old video on political bias and game journalism. And again, it's like, this is a good take. But see, like, the audience you've cultivated is not going to like something that you say here.
Oh, great. I can't wait.
Yeah, these are your words. The more gay, lesbian, trans, and female characters we have in games, the better. The more diverse perspectives we have in games, the better they will always be. This isn't really lining up with the direction your channel is going, and does it?
Yeah. What I will say is that about a year ago, I was backing Xbox, and I think it's pretty commonly known that I used to have an Xbox channel. And then I think in those moments of me backing Xbox, I would say stupid stuff at some points. And you know, if anybody wants to find that or Google that or whatever, I don't know.
Oh, is that one of those stupid things you don't think?
Yeah. Well,
so you completely 180 that?
So yes, it was stupid. And so what I think you need to understand is that I formerly had an Xbox channel, and when you're going down that logic of like, oh, I have to support everything Xbox does, you start to say stupid stuff, and you grow, and you become a better person, and you move on from that. And so,
are you becoming a better person though?
I am. You
think so?
I am. Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and call me homophobic now or later?
You said that twice. Like, is that your?
Go ahead. Well, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Is this your fetish? Are you into that? You into the humiliation kink?
I'm.
You like that, you fucking homophobe?
All right. Well, just know whenever you want to be like, oh, you're homophobic, I've got a response ready for you. So whenever you want to do that. So here's my next question.
You think so?
Given that LGBT are a tiny 3% of the population, is it strange at all to you that their depravity is being pushed in 100% of games now?
Depravity is a
let's
big
go back
word.
because this is a pretty radical thing you've said. The more gay, lesbian, trans, and female characters we have in games, the better. I want to focus on this because.
Can you answer the question? Not something that
what question? There's 3% LGBTQ plus. Why is there more representation in games?
They're 3% of the population. Do you find it strange at all that they're being pushed in 100% of the games now?
100% of the games. Oh
yeah.
Everything's woke now,
dude.
Everything.
And that's why you should have defined what woke meant.
Homo flags are in everything. Yes, homo flags are in everything.
Being homo flags. The gay rights flag is in every game. Versus their debauchery is pushed to the forefront in all media sense. These are not the same thing you just said. At all.
Being pushed in every single game. Obviously, like you're like 100% of the games. Like no, come on. Let's be real. Do I think it's strange?
I get it.
I don't necessarily.
I get it. Play both sides. You have to play both sides so that you can keep making money off both audiences. God. I just want the right-leaning audience to know that you have zero integrity and you're full of shit. That's all I want.
Coming right out again, slander with absolutely nothing to back it up.
No.
Boy, you don't know what you do.
Just pound the drum. Just pound the drum. That'll work.
Oh man.
Yes. Okay.
You're too.
So moving
You're too
on.
pure for this, man.
So moving on. Why do you?
Well, I didn't answer the question.
Okay.
Do I think it's strange?
His ass is about the air fragment. Scott, he's using it because Andy Pants claims to be a Sunday school teacher, but from what I understand, doesn't practice what he preaches and doesn't even know the Ten Commandments. See, without the context, it just sounded like he was doing the normal thing, which was, hello, fellow Christians, I don't care about your viewpoints, but maybe if I use it on you, I can get you to do what I want. That makes more sense. But see, he didn't say that, so I was not for the Actman's behavior there. Still technically not, but that makes more sense now.
You want a real answer? No, I don't think it's strange. I think corporations do what thinks will make them money. And as you see with Concord, clearly didn't work out. They didn't make money off of that. Do I think it's strange? No, it's a noticeable pattern you could trace, at least. Well, not just back to 2020, but after the BLM protest riots, after all of that, that's when a hard push began, where corporations started being like, wow, there's a lot of popularity behind this movement. Let's capitalize on that. Let's, like that famous fucking, what was it, a Pepsi ad? Yeah. So, no, I don't think it's strange that they're pushing it. I think it's strange that they push it as hard as they might have done in Concord, but that game failed for a variety of other reasons. Not just because they had gay people in it. And it's like, I mean, you're using all the right dog whistles to get the certain audience and crowd that you want. And it's like, and sorry. You know, I can respect the grift to a certain extent, but you have absolutely no grounds to question my integrity when you have none.
Dude, you play. I mean, I get why you play both sides, because you can grow a bigger audience.
You keep saying that. I don't play both sides. I make fun of both sides.
Off the gays.
Yes, that's how I grew my.
You don't really make fun of both sides. You go in hard on one, and then you will sheepishly do a throwaway insult, calling somebody else an extremely hard slur, and then only willingly mocking the idea when the stupidest stupid opinions are the lowest common denominator start filtering through from all of the other big hit tweets on the platform. It's not the same thing. You have mutuals who are mutuals with Actman and follow AndyFans BS more closely. Okay.
my channel, but it's obviously
you have zero integrity and you play both sides. I get it. That's classic.
That's what I do, buddy. I mean, I play both sides. That's why both sides hate me at times, because I make fun of both of them, because I don't restrict myself to 50% of the material. Why would I do that?
When have you ever hated on the LGBT community in any
One of my most popular videos is feminism and SJWs versus video. What are you talking about?
Like a 10-year-old video.
People has 5.4 million views, bro. What are you?
People are like, what
you keep moving the goalposts on everything. It's like, when have you ever made fun? The Hogwarts Legacy shit was last year. You don't know anything about my channel, bro.
People are like, what happened to that Act Man? That's honestly what people are saying now. What happened to that Act Man? Because he went away. He disappeared.
No, he didn't. I made the Hogwarts Legacy video last year. What are you talking about?
Questionable.
What questionable? What do you mean? That video's still on my channel. You can check it out right now.
What the audience is saying about you. They're saying
yeah. So you're just regurgitating what your audience is saying. I don't care what your audience thinks. I care about what you think. I want to hear your opinions, okay?
Well, dude, and I told you, I think it's incredibly strange to talk about Concord and not mention the clear woke slop. And you make fun of people who use the word woke.
Woke slop.
And you never use the word, even though it completely describes what's going on right now in gay games.
So the thing about the word woke is
gay games.
It harkens back to that old story we all read and were taught when we were growing up, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. These days, it's The Boy Who Cried Woke. There is so much disingenuous criticism using the word woke. The word is so liberally applied to everything because there are so many online grifters who produce daily outrage content that are saying, this thing is woke, you should be angry, you should be upset. Tune in tomorrow for episode 4169 on why Star Wars is woke now and why you should hate it and be mad and angry and upset. There's so much of that going on that...
Correct. He is using gotcha shit, so he's using gotcha shit. See, if he was actually explicit with what he said, then Ackman would have to try a little bit harder. But as long as he's only going as surface level to woke, he doesn't actually have to address it. He can just simply push it off the way anybody should be able to in a situation, because what the fuck do you mean by woke? That's not good enough. It's not good enough a definition.
The ending of the story of The Boy Who Cried Wolf is that at the end there was a wolf out there, but because there were so many false claims of there being a wolf, the people didn't help him. So that's what's happened with the word woke. When I hear somebody, so it's what happened to the words racist and sexist a few years ago. People were saying like air conditioning sexist and all this stupid shit is racist and sexist, and it destroyed the meaning that those words are supposed to have. The Boy Who Cried Racist, The Boy Who Cried Sexist, The Boy Who Cried Woke. These are 3 books in a volume. Okay, that all have the same ending.
Dude, so it's I mean, you're a video game critic and you do video game analysis, so I find it shocking that you don't see the pattern in a game like Concord having 3 black females in it and not a single white man. As a very astute, very talented, very good at making videos, it's just wild.
Thank you. 3 black women, 1 white male. What does this mean, Mason? What are the numbers?
To me that you don't put together a couple, string together a couple of the dots, and even mention like, hey, I think there might be a pattern here in all these dog shit gay games that keep coming out.
A pattern.
Dog
so
shit
you're equating black people in video games.
No, it's not about black people in video games. It's about shoehorned, stupid diversity of every...
Shoehorned diversity, but you're complaining about the ratio of females to males. This is not about to end well for you.
But you just talked about like there's 3 black people in this video game and no white guys. Excuse me, and that's the biggest reason you think like Concord.
No, I'm giving you a tiny example of a larger problem that everyone on the internet agrees is going on everywhere.
Okay, but the problem,
to it, and you just seem to turn your head the other way. And I'm saying that's what's annoying your audience is that they're just like, yeah, Ackman just denies all this stuff because he wants to hang out with leftists. And I'm sure you have a lot of leftist friends in the industry and all these homos, and you go to pride parades. And like, I get it, dude. No, seriously,
bro, dude.
I get it. I get it. You're about your money at the end of the day. You're about your money, so you have to play both sides in order to keep both sides happy. But I think it means you have no integrity. That's all I'm going to say. And you're right.
Can you go back? Wait, what did you say just 25, 30 seconds ago?
Dude, you're right.
Wait, can you just reiterate what you were saying? I kind of spaced out for a second.
Really? You want me to repeat what I just said?
Yeah. Just really hammer it home.
I said that you are playing both sides. You have no integrity. And I know that you're gonna cut together a video of me a year ago saying something stupid. And I'll be the first to say that I've grown since then and I've moved on from former...
Ah, yes, the Hassan tactic. I am in fact a propagator. I am in fact a propagandist. Yes, I indeed that. Okay. Only difference is that he had his receipts on hand. I wonder where the receipts come in. Do they come in now?
Reviews.
Yeah, you moved on from the Xbox console warrior grift to the anti-LGBTQ grift.
Sure, if that's what you want to call it. Have you?
That's what it is, man.
Can you admit that you've moved on from making based videos to making play both sides puss videos? Dude, seriously.
See, you're not being fucking serious with this, bro. You keep laughing because you know what you're saying is so ridiculous.
Dude,
like that's why you're laughing.
No, I'm chuckling.
Okay, I play both sides.
You have splinters in your ass sitting on the fence so much, dude. You have splinters in your ass sitting on the fence so much.
All you're doing is just taking comments from your comment section and throwing them at me. You're not giving me like your honest actual opinions. You keep saying like.
No, that is 100%. That is 100% my.
Well, the audience is saying this. The audience is saying. I'm not saying. I'm just asking questions. Fence sitting. So, how do I sit on the fence?
Point. I mean, I get it. It helps you make money as a YouTuber.
No. I'm not asking. I'm asking for examples of when I've sat on the fence. Dude, and when I've played both sides. When do I do that?
Okay, look, I get it. I just watched a political video you made a couple weeks ago, and you talked about how I don't get into politics because I think politics are toxic, and I just want to talk about games, and that's fine. And that, as given your type of content, that makes sense because it helps you play both sides and it helps you make as much money as possible to not talk about politics, and it's smart.
Politics in the real world. Okay, I'm not gonna make a video about gun control. You know what I mean? I'm here to talk about politics in media, in storytelling. That I'm fine with. I'm not gonna tell you how the fucking country should be run. Okay, I make video game videos, so. What do you mean sitting on the fence when I say, okay, I'm not going to turn into like a political channel that talks about, free speech and Second Amendment shit? Like, I do that shit on my Twitter, but that's separate from the YouTube channels. Like, I say dumb shit on Twitter all the time, but so this isn't really an example of me sitting on the fence when it's pretty clear cut, like what the intention is. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Maybe reiterate it for me one more time.
Okay, you spaced out, see it happens. So the video on my second channel about everything is fine in America, I thought that was a good title. The point of that video is essentially like, hey, it's a really toxic time in America. There's a lot of heat in the rhetoric and discussion going on, and I don't want to divide my audience by, I don't want to divide my audience and turn it into some like political channel where I like start preaching about, you know, whether they're going to take our guns away or First Amendment. Or I'm not here to talk about policies in the real world. I'm here to talk about video games, why they're awesome and bad, and politics in those games is part of that analysis if they're awesome and bad. When you say, oh, there's 3 black people in Concord, I look at that and I say, okay, that's on like a very, very, very low list of things I think are wrong with Concord. Right?
There's actually like 5 or 6 black people in Concord. I said 3 black women in Concord.
Oh, even worse. Even worse. They were women too. Fuck.
Dude, it's funny that you bring this up because somebody on your server actually called a black person a monkey.
Wow, no way. No, one person in my fucking Discord server said something racist once? Oh my god. Oh my god, he's so based. Are you for real, bro? Are you for real? Don't come at me with this fucking weak shit.
No, and look, I will be the first person to say that there's stuff on my Discord that happens that I don't know about. My only point in saying this is that there's nobody more racist than leftists like you. Nobody is more racist.
How the fuck did you extrapolate that? Do you have brain damage? How did you extrapolate this from some fucking random? This is what you come at me with, bro? Oh my god. This is weak. You ain't no Giga Chad, bro. This is.
Dude, I'm just telling you that somebody on your server, there's a black guy from my community on your server, and he got called a monkey, and then somebody said that he lived in a mud hut. So I guess these are the people.
This is pretty weak, bro. That's pretty lame. That is gay.
Well, thank you for bringing that to my attention because I can talk to my mods and take action against this. If action hasn't already been taken. This is the hard-hitting stuff. The Discord messages from random users in a public server.
Yeah. So
wow. I thought it was funny because it shows how racist you are that one person got in your server and said something racist, and that I'm putting all on you. And you're a leftist. And you're like, are you retarded, Andy? You're not retarded. There's no way you can make this possible connection through any logical means and actually believe it.
Dude, your friends that go to the Pride Parade are gonna hate that you said retard right now. They're gonna.
I don't give a shit.
Your leftist friends are gonna hate that you said retard.
I know. You guys should check out my leftist friends from the unsubscribed podcast that I was just on. Those guys, man, they really want to take away our guns. And yeah.
No, I guess. But
shout out to the guys on unsubscribe. Those guys are fucking awesome. I had a great time. By the way.
I just thought it was funny with Concord. I love black characters in games. I think it's great to have black characters in games. My point is that it's odd to be like, hey, here's 6 black characters in a game and not 1 white character, and it shows a bias. And I think you do your channel a disservice by like never talking about it, and it's like you specifically avoid ever talking about these things like the uglification of women, dude. Like
the uglification. Did you know that word? That is
dude.
The uglification.
Are you gonna sit here and deny that women are being made ugly in games? Like you're chuckling about it, but you know it's true.
Yeah, Sam was saying ain't a babe no more. Jeez. If you want, like, again, if you want actual real answers, but you're going for like cheap gotchas that are not gonna work, okay? You're firing blanks at me, bro. I mean,
I mean, if you'll answer them, I'd like real answers and gotcha answers. But
gotcha answers, but fuck, you got me. Women are super ugly in video games.
No,
how have I not seen the light? I'm just now seeing it, Andy.
I just find it very strange that you would deny. Dude, it's like
deny what? Finish that sentence.
I find it interesting that you would deny the obvious like uglification of women that's going on in games right now.
Okay, so do you remember what I was talking about with the boy who cried wolf? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so when people come out and I hear about this game is woke, this, you know, blah 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 blah. Hear that shit. If you go on Twitter, you will see something new every single fucking day. I don't make videos just because one person on Twitter says woke or wow, look how ugly they are and all that shit. It's like I'm going for substance. I'm not just here somebody to obsess over the graphics of every single video game female character and like analyze how big her boobs are and whether she's got camel toe. Like I try to cover important shit about video games, and that's fine if people want to cover that shit, like and talk about that. But I'm not obligated to make videos about the uglification of women.
No, I'm not saying you're obligated to make videos about it. But
you're saying why don't I? Because I'm interested in other aspects of video games. Like
right, that isn't going to piss off the lefties. I get it.
Yeah, I never want to piss them off. You know, never.
So let
me take a tip from you. I should start scrubbing my stuff, like the feminist initiatives. I should get rid of that. I should get rid of the Hogwarts Legacy video so that I can really lean hard into appealing to leftists. I mean, good strategy, Andy.
Dude, I wasn't very good at. I clearly wasn't very good at scrubbing myself.
No, you weren't. You left a massive fucking paper trail. I have no idea why you agreed to talk with me when you left so much evidence behind.
Dude, I grew as a person. Can you say that
you're gonna have to flip flop on a lot of things, man?
I will 100% say yes. I flip flopped and I grew as a person. Are you willing
you flipped on a lot of things? Yeah.
Are you willing to admit that you went from catering to an alt-right audience and now you're talking to lefties now?
No. When are you talking? When did I cater to an alt-right audience?
Your audience is saying you used to be based and you're not.
Again, your audience. What do you think? Don't talk about my audience or your audience. This isn't a debate between me and your fucking chat, okay?
I think you're a lefty now. I think you've gone left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Dude, yeah.
I want communism.
If you want to rub elbows with the Activision execs and all those people,
you're just recycling all this dumb shit that isn't sticking at all. Like,
all right. But hang on, back to the women.
Andy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Has God taken the anger out of your heart?
Why do you ask that?
I just curious.
I mean, if you're,
do you think? I want you to be. You don't have to be honest with me, but you got to be honest with him. Well, do you think where you're at right now, God is taking the anger out of your heart?
Wait, are you a Christian now? Do you believe in God?
I didn't say that. I'm asking you, man. I'm asking you.
Well, what does it matter if God doesn't exist? What does it matter?
What are you talking about? You think God doesn't exist now?
No. You said that you're not a Christian earlier, so I assume you don't think God exists. So what does it matter?
Oh, so you're just making assumptions.
So you do believe that God exists?
I believe God exists.
Okay. So you're not a practicing. Would you call yourself a Christian?
No. I don't go to church. I don't practice religion.
Okay.
I mean, you know, there's like non-denominational people who don't ascribe to like, at least from my understanding,
right?
You know, different denominations. There's so many interpretations of Christianity, but I'm asking you.
I will pray about that, and thank you for bringing that to my attention, and I will consider that.
Consider what?
That your question about me being hateful, and you know, like as a Christian, I do have to consider.
Was this a question?
I
don't think it was a question, bro.
You have to decide how you want to pursue internet fame. What path do you want to go down? Because like I've told you, I've seen some of your other older videos that you've tried to hide from your audience, and some of them are good. Some of them are good. You know, you had a video about how Fallout New Vegas has the best quest design, and you know, it's like, yeah, fuck yeah. You know, you should do more stuff like that and not pander so much to the gays are destroying our video games crowd. Well, it's like, sure. Yes, but the boy who cried wolf, okay? So it's hard to find the wolf when every fucking time a new game comes out, it's woke, and the gays are ruining it. Every fucking time a new video. You just said 100% of the games that come out are woke. Every single fucking one of them, okay? This is a boy who cried wolf scenario, and so I can't, how am I supposed to take, am I just supposed to believe in what you say blindly?
Dude, this
Are you the ultimate arbiter of what's gay and woke and all this? You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I'm just saying it's odd that you never talk about it. It's odd that you never talk about it.
I talk about it when I feel like it's an actual issue, or when I have like the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, bro. That was a huge deal. That was a huge deal. I've talked about this before. I did a video. It was like Ocarina of Time is a gay coming of age story. I did a response to this random article, and it was so bizarre, and it was just what I've always made fun of and criticized on my channel is bad faith critique of video games and the medium of video games. And people make bad faith arguments on the left, people make bad faith arguments on the right. Okay? I don't discriminate against either of those. It's all fair game. Okay? It's all fair game. So I don't fence it. I don't play both sides.
Dude, of course you do. You said you did in a video. You said I don't want to talk about politics.
That's politics in the real world, not in video games. Come on, bro.
It's the same thing, dude. You're still
no, it isn't. No, it isn't.
How because you don't want to piss off the leftists because that would interfere with your bag. I get it.
That is the dumbest fucking thing I've heard.
He's repeating himself.
Look at the views you're getting.
He keeps repeating himself.
Your audience. Why would I not cater to that crowd? What are you talking about?
Because you don't want it. Because you would lose.
I would lose. Yeah, I would lose the lefties. That's why when you're saying your audience is wondering why you don't cover this. Yeah, it's when people unsubscribe.
Right. And no,
it's not the leftists.
Dude, I do appreciate your advice from earlier, but the reality is,
do you want to focus on that?
Even in my old Xbox videos, I talked about woke stuff. I talked about woke stuff on my old Xbox channel. It's just that happened to be an audience that didn't want to hear me talk about the woke stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow the algorithm and make content that my audience wants here. But I still 100% have always believed the woke stuff. I've always been very passionate and outspoken about my.
Yeah, but you had
changed in that regard.
You had nuanced takes though. That was the difference. Is that you would say things along the lines of, yes, I think more trans, gay, lesbian characters in games is a good thing. However, that doesn't mean you get to criticize. Wait. However, that doesn't mean I'm paraphrasing what you're saying, by the way. But I have we have the videos. But you would say, however, that doesn't mean you get to criticize Kojima for fetishizing women in his games. And I was like, you know what? That's a nuanced take. Like you were hard pivoting to a very specific crowd. And
I'm not pivoting to anything. This is stuff that I've always talked about. I'll show you.
You have always talked about it, but you were not as far gone as you are right now. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I ask. Did God allow? Has He taken the hatred out of your heart? And you don't have to answer that to me or your audience or anybody, but you will have to answer that to Him.
Dude, there's certain activities and actions that God says are shameful and says are sinful, and so
I'm
taking a stand for Christ every single day that I make my YouTube channel and that I make videos. I'm taking a stand for truth. I'm taking a stand for God, and so I don't have to be ashamed about any of that.
No.
As opposed to playing both sides and like kind of claiming to be a lukewarm Christian and like, oh, I'm gonna
lukewarm Christian. No, don't misinterpret it. Don't.
I don't actually believe anything. Versus like I'm standing on God's word. I'm a Christian and I'm standing on those values and I make videos about it. But I get it, dude. I get it. You don't want to get into religion. Nobody ever wants to talk about religion, so I'm not gonna talk about that.
I brought it up for a reason.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I mean, in one video I found you said you used to debate atheists.
Dude, I was debating atheists yesterday. People on my channel hated it. So my channel is maybe like 70% religious people and like 30% atheist agnostic. And I was debating with atheists on my channel yesterday, and I lost like 22 subscribers because I was debating atheists. And I shouldn't have done it. So anyway, I was debating.
I do find it interesting that you keep note of exactly how many subscribers you lose. I remember I posted on.
Dude, come on, brother.
No, I don't. Not really.
That's why you're playing both sides. Is because you're looking at your numbers. I get it.
My numbers are all up right now. They're pretty good. Yeah. And it's not because I'm catering to leftists. I would have made some fucking shit tier excuse for Concord if that was the case. I'm like, it actually wasn't that bad.
If you talked about woke stuff, you'd lose like 1 million subscribers right now. So I get why you can't talk about woke stuff.
Do you actually believe that?
I can prove it, dude.
You can prove it, bro.
Prove us wrong and make an alt-right video tomorrow, and I promise you'll subscribers.
So you want me to make a video about something I don't actually think or believe?
Okay, so you
want me to start grifting?
Dude, earlier you were acknowledging that there is a push for LGBT stuff in all the games now.
Not all the games, not all of them.
Not all the games, but
Helldivers 2. I mean, that was a pretty fucking masculine game. You're talking about you're talking about new characters. I guess Helldivers wasn't a new franchise, but if we're going back to that example. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Hang on, dude. And by the way, you never answered this question. I just want to get on tape you saying that women, the attractiveness of women in games now compared to 10 years ago has not gone down. Female attractiveness has not gone down in quality in video games the past 10 years.
Oh, you're giving me a script now?
No, I'm not giving you a script. I'm just
you just told me you want me to say that on tape.
No, look, whatever.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Look, it is simply a question.
That wasn't a question. You said I want to get this on tape. Can you say this?
Do you agree or disagree that female attractiveness has gone down the past 10 years in video games?
How do you quantify that?
Dude, you know it's true, man. You know women look like garbage in games.
I mean, if I were to look at like recent video game releases, I'm sure there will be a mix. I think.
Like, why are you?
Well, here's the thing. Here's that. You remember that Overwatch diversity chart that leaked?
Yeah.
So stuff like that, stuff that is tangible. I cover stuff like that. It's not like, oh, this female character doesn't have the rockin' double D boobs. Woke? I don't make shit like that. Okay. But when it's something tangible, when it's like an internal document at Blizzard that shows that they're grading their characters based on a set of diversity charts and numbers, yeah, I'll cover that because that's fucking insane. That's actually something for me to point at and say, wow, this is like a really bad mindset to make video games with instead of like some creative inspiration. Where now we're tokenizing everybody and giving them a score, a diversity score.
Dude, careful.
Yeah, I'm gonna piss off the leftists. I'm gonna.
You feel like you're going alt right now. I love.
Oh yeah. When are we getting to the final solution? When are we gonna get rid of them all?
Kill all the white people?
No, the gays. The gays.
Well, they want to get rid of all the white men.
Can we just skip the bullshit and just go right to the final solution? I mean,
they're talking about killing all the white men. So
no, but I'm talking you and me. Like, how are we gonna start the great?
How are we gonna survive it when they come from?
No. How are we going to kill them all?
Who are we talking about?
The gays.
Like 80 gays. Gays are
That's weird.
Celebrated everywhere. Every single corporation will pass you back and give you 20 promotions if you're gay and trans and.
Yeah, so like.
Well, true. What? How did you get here?
From getting patted on the back for being gay right now. All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna wind the video down here, but I did want to ask you one last final question that's not edgy at all that I am curious about.
Sure. I mean, like if you still want to have like a real conversation, but if you want to just shoot blanks at me, I'm down to deflect each and every one.
I like you am a huge, and you might have talked about this in one of your videos, but I didn't see it. I like you am a huge Halo fan. What is the best Halo multiplayer game?
I would say 3. 3 is probably my choice. see, this is what we should be talking about. We should be talking about like video games that we love, and not just like how every franchise we love is dead, dying, and it's all because of the gays and shit like that. Like there's some truth to agendas being pushed in video games, obviously, but it's not like a direction that I base my entire.
Some truth, Ackman. Andy, why are you not getting on top of him with any of the news that's been reported? That's literally here inside the rest of this. Like, literally what's here inside of the curse checks out how Sweet Baby got away with redacted. You should have been able to hit him with something like this. There's more than enough material out there. But okay. Some truth. Andy, are you going to pin him on that?
Our identity and channel around. Okay. I mean, you have passion for video games, clearly. Yep. And I hope you chase that passion and the things you love about gaming instead of just, because I've been there, man. I know this is a bit of a tangent, but you know, I've been there. I used to make Halo 5 bad videos, and I made quite a few of them, you know? And then at a certain point early in my career, I was like, I don't just want to be talking about what I don't like about video games or what I hate or what's pissing me off all the time. I want, you know.
That's cope out. That's cope. Being passionate does not mean simply not talking about the things that are bad in video games. Even in my own Once Human review, I talk specifically about the currency systems that are the meta progression and the necessary requirements of the game. And one of them happens to be so poorly used that I would never suggest for a person to go out of their way to go find them. Simply because it is bad. That's not the same thing. They're not the same thing. They're not the same thing.
Dude, well, yeah, I had that.
But what do you think, Halo 3 or?
Dude, I actually really like Halo 5 multiplayer. Just because I thought it was the tightest, and like, I thought it was like the tightest and the most competitive, and it made me rage the most. But like, also like Halo 3 multiplayer is very, very good, and like I totally understand where you're coming from. What do you think went wrong with Halo Master Chief Collection?
You know what? That's a really good question. Like, how did they? I think they were probably locked into the deadline of releasing it on the 10-year anniversary of Halo 2. Excuse me. And they didn't have all the pieces together, but they were like, it's the 10-year anniversary. Fuck it. It's like it's got to go. Yeah. It's got to launch. But no, Halo 5 is a respectable opinion. It is respectable because there's a lot of good mechanics about that game and a lot of good aspects of it. And I can totally get why it kind of kept the competitive scene alive. Halo 5 did, because after Reach and 4, it was in pretty dire straits. So retrospectively, looking back on Halo 5, like, yeah, you know, in the ways it pushed for the competitive scene were probably good.
Yeah, dude,
it can cost the casual matches a bit, but
yeah, dude, what is going on with Xbox right now, man? Like, why is Xbox?
You got the Xbox channel, bro? You tell me.
Dude, I used to. Dude, I have like turned my back on Xbox because it's such trash now. But like, dude, because I saw you talking to Marty the other. I mean, I know he doesn't work at Xbox.
Well, that is very much nothing work situation. Man came in with hot fuel and steam and had none left at the end. Crazy. Now let's dig into the situation. Hey, dude, wanted to tell you, I have no intent to make another video about you specifically. If you do end up making a video about me on your channel, what I would do in response is a real research video bringing up many controversies you've been caught in the past, Quantum TV, Heels of his Babyface, posting DMs, Aspen Gold, all of it. Just be ready for a ceasefire. I went to our debate without fully doing my research. You went into our little, air quote, debate. That's stupid! Why would you not prepare? That's not something that you brag about. That's dumb. Went to our debate without fully doing my research. I had some fun, learned some stuff, ready to move on. But if you make a video directed at me, I'll make one back. And it has a lot of ammunition, just letting you know. Do what you asked for, try to warn you. Don't do what happened, you went down this path. There will be no ceasefire until you repent. I'm disappointed I missed this. Can we renew our feud? I'm bored. Blah, 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 blah. And now, well, actually no. There is a coverage of this from the opinion of Harmful Opinions. He also covers the debate as well. The one that you're probably going to want to have is the one specifically on the Ackman versus Andy Panza Gaming, which is 12 minutes and 34 seconds from Geeks and Gamers, about the false flagger story, where he then, in response of getting his ass clapped on his own debate, chooses to copy strike the content from his channel.
I'm in a position where I have to defend the Act Man. I can't stand the Act Man, and I am in a position where I have to defend this clown because Andy Pants Gaming is such a coward and such a pathetic chameleon that I have to defend the Act Man. I've made it very clear a few times that I am not a fan of the YouTuber known as the Act Man, which is totally fine. I'm not a fan of a lot of YouTubers out there, but the Act Man is a pretty big-time YouTuber when it comes to the gaming world, and a lot of his videos do really well, and he's a well-known person from that particular section of the internet, and he really did piss off a lot of people when he decided to cry like a little girl over Az's rant about Starfield, which, again, Az was 100% right about Starfield, and the Act Man looked like a complete fool in that entire situation. And so that's where a lot of people soured on the Act Man from my perspective. And many of these people had his back when he, you know, got demonetized, and they rallied for him. And not that he owes anyone anything because they had his back, but it's like you forgot where you came from type of thing. And all he needs to do is admit that Az was right about Starfield, because Az was right. But that's neither here nor there, because we're talking about something that transcends whether I like or dislike someone, agree with or disagree with them, and that is copyright striking on YouTube and false flagging, which again has been repeated by me many times. You don't recover from this when you're busted doing it. You just don't. And as an independent content creator, it's the worst thing you can do. And now we have this guy, Andy Pants Games, that is now copyright striking the Act Man, all because they had a debate, because Andy Pants Gaming made a video calling out the Act Man. I actually thought he had some really good points in his video about the Act Man and his lack to address the serious problems in the gaming world. Andy Pants was making really good points, in my opinion, for the most part, in that video. So the Act Man responds. They set up a debate. The debate happens on Andy Pants' YouTube channel. The Act Man absolutely destroys this guy, Andy Pants. Like, I mean, just embarrasses the living hell out of him. It was brutal. The comment section on Andy Pants' YouTube channel was so bad that he turned the comment section off. Massive red flag, big time coward move right there. That is mainstream attitude right there, silencing the voice of the people when you got completely embarrassed and destroyed, okay? Absolutely pathetic behavior. Act Man uploads the video to his second channel because it's his perspective too. So he uploads it and he leaves the comment section open, and he tells everybody, hey, if you want to criticize me, if you want to have a take, whatever, the comment section is open here on this channel. Andy Pants Gaming has now struck down that video on the Act Man's channel, as you see right here. Andy Pants Gaming responds and says, you're going to be fine, Alex. Act Man didn't just clip the interview. He reposted the entire thing. That's a clear YouTube violation. I just responded with, you're a pathetic little bitch, because he is. He's getting crushed right now. There's Quantum TV, the Mighty Keep, who I'm not a fan of this guy either, but I mean, he's right. The Act Man was in the video. That's not how copyright works. This is insane, man. And so it's gotten really bad. Act Man responds and says, when you record a debate with someone, both creators can host it on their channels. That's how this works. That is how it works. And the reason I'm talking about this is because no matter what our opinions are on things, whether we agree or we disagree, this right here takes things well beyond the line. I've been through this recently with the Star Wars Explained and the Pro Acolyte fans trying to target my channel and false flag my channel and many others. And now with Act Man having someone target his channel with a similar kind of behavior with false flagging a channel, I think that I wanted to make a video on this just so I can call this out and show that it transcends whether I agree or disagree with someone. I do not like the Act Man. I don't like him at all. But he is being done wrong in this
bro. And he is being done wrong.
This situation. Now, Act Man called out this Andy Pants Gaming guy right here, which is pretty damn interesting. Now,
ooh, that's not a great picture. That's not very photogenic. That's not very photogenic.
Andy Pants does a lot of like anti-woke content, calls out a lot of things with LGBT agendas and things. And that's, hey, I think that more people should be calling that stuff out, because I think wokeness in video games is a huge problem. I think social justice propaganda is a huge problem. But this right here, pretty interesting.
I can't believe the morning I woke up and I was like, holy crap, like one of my favorite YouTubers, Asmongold, was like making a video, responding to my video. And for a second I was panicking. I was like, oh man, I hope he likes it. Like if he doesn't like this video, like I might kill myself. So there's this thing you see on YouTube a lot now, and it's called drifting, and you see people like Luke Stevens and Asmongold doing it a lot, and it just basically means these people have no integrity whatsoever. One of my favorite YouTubers, Asmongold, and it basically means you just regurgitate whatever the popular opinion to have right now is. One of my favorite YouTubers.
Yeah, if you think that just started on YouTube, you haven't been paying attention. That's literally the internet, and that's just how it is. Like the term grifter is such a stupid term to use. I'm so tired of the term grifter, because it literally means someone that's more successful than me, or someone that is getting a level of success that I don't think is appropriate. That's essentially
true. People misuse it because grifter is the same thing unto the lexicon as incel is to person I don't like. It never means an actual involuntary celibate. It means a person I don't like. It means a person I want to be able to insult, because if I try to talk about them in a way that's passive, I don't have the ability to say why their opinion is wrong. But if I say that they're an incel, I make it clear their opinion is not to be liked or trusted. It's fucking stupid.
Actually all it means. No one that's irrelevant or doesn't get a ton of views gets called a grifter. It's only people that get a ton of views or have a level of success that someone else doesn't like, therefore they're a grifter. It's the stupidest shit imaginable. And it's just a term that's lost all meaning, just like racist and sexist and all of that. Ultimately, once this debate was over with, Andy Pants got absolutely destroyed by his own audience. He embarrassed himself. And of course, he couldn't have people having their own opinions, so he decides to silence their opinions.
What a fucking disaster. Following the end of the stream, Andy received criticism, not only from the general public, but from his own audience as well. How did he respond? Well, Andy decided the most out-of-the-chat masculine decision he could make was to unlisten the video and disable the comments. He also deleted a majority of his tweets in relation to the debate, causing an unsurprisingly chaotic riot within his Discord community. Not only would he avoid addressing the stream while posting unrelated tweets, but he would take a step further by removing one of his mods because he begged them in the nicest way possible to stop acting like a fucking retard. He also allegedly began banning people who shit on him for how manly he was acting and spamming coke to every text calling out his bullshit. For someone who's so willing to dish out criticism and insult other creators as leftist beta male cucks, he can't seem to take the L and stop acting like a leftist homosexual. Now, it's been some time since all this has played out, and there is an update. Apparently, he had a Discord called his community. Unfortunately, I wasn't available when it happened, and it doesn't seem anyone has it recorded. However, they did help to convince him to get back his mod privileges as the individual who previously lost it. He unbanned some other members. He brought back the stream in public mode, and he re-enabled the comments. And he restricted the stream and re-disabled his comments again because he's a fucking pussy. Despite trying to right his wrongs, it's extremely telling the level of mental maturity someone like Andy has when melting down to a situation he started. I mean, seriously, what did we just witness?
Yeah, you started it. You asked for this. You asked for this debate with the Act Man. And by the way, the thing that pisses me off the most is I'm in a position where I have to defend the Act Man. I can't stand the Act Man, and I am in a position where I have to defend this clown because Andy Pants Gaming is such a coward and such a pathetic chameleon that I have to defend the Act Man. This is insane.
We saw an overconfident, underprepared, and insincere Andy come to a debate of his own making. He accused Act Man of being a shill by both being a leftist, yet simultaneously a fence-sitter. Ironically, how his entire stream and its aftermath showcases Andy displaying this exact same behavior. Throughout the stream, Andy continuously opens his question with, isn't it strange? Well, Andy, isn't it strange that you claim to be a devout Christian, yet you were unable to quote or remember the 9th commandment? Isn't it strange how hard you showed your struggle with Xbox? Only a year ago, you believe Act Man is paid out by Activision? Isn't it strange that when ridding Act Man for shifting his politics to appeal to leftists, you yourself are exposed for advocating for diversity and LGBT representation, but now shifting your views to promote an anti-narrative? Isn't it strange how despite condemning gay behavior, you posted a video of yourself humping the air once? Okay, this is actually one, it's just funny.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Isn't it strange that you call Act Man a grifter, yet you self-reported when you said the only reason you radicalized your content was because you got views for doing so, and you're easily influenced by your community for your moral compass? Isn't it strange? You can keep acting tough and call yourself a confident man, but at the end of the day, if you don't humble yourself, Andy, and act like a fucking adult, your facade will fall. And from the words of Act Man, the leverage will eat your face.
If you guys want to see this entire video, I'll link it. This channel, Walter, it's got like 500 subscribers. But I will link this video so you guys can see that. But yeah, this situation is really, really bad for Andy Pants Gaming. It's not going to get any better for him. It's only going to get significantly worse. And the lesson learned here is to not false flag other YouTube channels because you disagree with them. Don't sit there and overstep the boundaries. And now we have an update. As I was recording, this happened, but Andy Pants has backed down because typical coward behavior. He can't stand by anything he does or says because he seems to not believe in anything. And he was getting so much backlash that now he has decided to put this tweet out. I retracted the request. My logic was, why is he uploading my entire video? He should be linking mine. But I learned today it's a pretty big deal. I'm new to all this. Apologies. Pathetic. 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 I quote tweeted him and I said, false flaggers never recover. You don't recover from this. End of discussion. And you don't. You shut off your comment section and you tried to silence the person that you demanded the debate. You called out the Act Man in your video. You did. He then said he's willing to have a conversation with you online or offline. Had the debate on your channel. You got embarrassed. You shut down your comment section. He uploads his video to his channel and you copyright claim him for a video that he is in. And now you're going to act like you just didn't understand it. But yet you go run around like I'm an alpha giga chad, guys. Trump 2024, guys. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you're a fucking fraud. Running around acting like you're some Trump supporter, some advocate for free speech. You can't even stand by your own fucking words. It's bullshit. So that's the latest update from it. So I just wanted to make sure that we went ahead and covered that. And then I just said, you're mundane Matt. Nobody respects you. People don't recover from this shit. Don't act like some alpha chad that run like a bitch. Fuck off. I stand by what I said. Like, there are rare...
Aw, he hit him with the boulder boy. Oh, no. You hit him with the boulder boy.
Exceptions where you can go after a channel if they're doxing, if they're threatening, or if they're literally stealing your content. Act Man was in the debate. Him uploading his perspective of the debate, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And the fact that you shut down your own comment section while claiming to be this base alpha giga chad is 100% bullshit. He's posting Trump memes over on his timeline like he's some base individual, yet he's shutting his comment section down and he's trying to silence anybody who disagrees with him. It's bitch-made behavior. It's pathetic. And I hate that I'm having to defend the Act Man, but yet here we are. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.
Okay. This then brings to this coverage. Thumbnail, thumbnail, thumbnail. This comes from inside of his Discord. Hey guys, was working on crafting another hilarious video just to be ready to absolutely torch the Act Man and bring up every shitty thing he's ever done. And then I thought, this is fucking gay. Drama is gay. It really is. I didn't start a queer drama channel. I started a channel to expose the woke cancer. So it must be privately if you want me to make a video explaining why and everything and anything. The Act Man noise he has come as brought. Oh, I misread that. Act Man said... The Act Man said about me was either false or taken out of context, and I only share that video with people who actually care. But I'm responding to the dude because internet drama is gay as hell. Time to move on with my life and make some videos about games. Yeah, but you started the fight. He literally said, are you sure you want to take out my power limiter? And you said, fuck yeah, 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 you's a bitch, you's a bitch. And then he took out the power limiter and he gave you a little on the cheek. And then you turned into fucking Cartman. Going, no, stop it. No. You asked for it. You asked for it. And then, of course, we've got 1 hour, 13 minutes, 42 seconds of Nicholas Diorio. What can I say about BlownBack? I think so. I can't remember now. Okay. Give you 5 minutes. There are 2 other instances that's happening in the gaming YouTube sphere that you can cover here too. Okay, I'll give you some time on that. What can I be able to say about BlownBack? As simplified as possible to get across how bad it is. I believe you already have this in a thread. In fact, all of this came from this particular video. But it's really hard to put this all together because it's not all in the correct order. Actually, open full view. I can just use it directly this way. Nobody send me porn! Don't do it. Okay. So, from Toastify. BlownBack's new tweet is about him outing himself as a non-binary, which is why he posted a non-binary tweet, except he told others that it was because his sisters were non-binary. Another lie surfacing. Credit from Confucius Opinion for his screenshots. By the way, this is the optics sucks I was screaming at Nick about. I didn't want to come out as non-binary yet, but I feel like I now have to because screaming at Nick about optics checks looks more unhinged without this context. Roblox, what made you tweet that out in the first place? I don't want to answer that question. I also prefer not to have any of you guys speculate either. Sorry for being weird about it. I'm not mad. I just need to protect my privacy and not share why I tweeted that. I don't even know what you're talking about. Lol. Good lol. Covered post. Covered post. My sisters are non-binary. I wanted to show support. That's the light version of it, just for context. Bruh. He got ass mad at me for once joking about him saying in the call that he wanted to fuck a trans person. I just said, yeah, buddy. And now it makes sense. Josh, it's also like trans women. The pieces were there, bro. I don't know. I don't think people would have seen him trying to virtue signal one simple supportive tweet to non-binary people. People without a L. Why I think autistic people are often accused of being manipulative in 5 steps. Reminds me of when we had major fights like the Boo Boss stream. Not saying you accused me of being manipulative, just said the tweet and remind me of that. I actually am in a very good and happy mood right now, and I'm glad we are still friends and past those beefs. You're awesome, man. Hold the kick of nothing because something else got me fucked up. I just shouldn't have been on Twitter or tweeting. Blah, 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 blah. So, what have we actually learned about BlownBack? BlownBack is going full Tippy. He's going full Tippy and is now into transsexuals. Transsexuals from Transylvania. He wants it in the back end. He wants it Diddy style. All of this happens immediately after what already happened with BlownBack, which is why I've been calling him BlownBack. I don't know who's the man, I don't know who's the woman. I just know I didn't want to know any of this. And now that I've been forced to learn, I'm forcing all of you to learn. You'll be on to talk about it in a minute. Scooby-Doo-Doop, you're on.
What's up?
Hello.
My ass is homesick, so I get to help you out with this.
Yay. So let's break down for chat exactly how BlownBack happened.
That's a fun story. So it initially started with BlownBack's defending King of Nothing against, I think it was Toastify and some other commentary community members, which then prompted some of his former friends to be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And that spiraled into him being snaky, and the initial debate Augie RFC stream that came up, I think about a week ago. And in that, he basically showed himself to be a snaky son of a bitch who cannot tell the truth to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I think BlownBack says something really retarded that prompted Nick, I mean Nicholas Diorio, to drop every single DM of the conversation that led up to him basically cutting off ties with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the long and short of it.
I'm not quite sure what makes it. I don't know. There is like 5 to 15 different content creators that apparently just they want ass juice covered tranny cock. I don't know how else to describe it. And it's a specific phrase that only makes sense in this context, because the level of simpery is only comparable technically to Flamenco and his shit, and Tipster and his trans girl lust. And now we add him to the circle of kings. It's
Which is even funnier in this context, because he spent months making fun of Tipster for the same shit that he's been doing behind the scenes.
And then he becomes Tipster. It's like that scene from Atlantis: The Lost Empire. He once talked shit, and now he's up there with the rest of the Stone Goon faces. All of them assuming the face of the pog chip. Right there next to Demon Mama. Actually, no, shit. He could probably be in the DMs of Demon Mama. I think that was probably the worst part of all of this, because going down the list, yes, all of this came from the live stream that was done there. This was the unlisted one that you have the link for. Then Stardust mentioned it about being friends with BlownBack, but you're just a random fuck.
Yeah.
Josh fucking Among Us, not one game. Put this on screen for chat. Yes, indeed, 69 God. Fucking Among Us, not one game. I'm closer with Stardust, Xylee, and other rando fucks more than you now. It's sad. I hate it. Then
all of this is put in context if you go through the rest of the DMs.
Mm-hmm.
These are all kind of out of context.
Yeah. This is then the copy over from Xylee's perspective. And then FVSD chimes in with, he knows he's psychological, he studied it. Do you know who he is? He is the Josh Sonic's BlownBack. I'm not robotic. I'm not retarded. I know psi spelled incorrectly. Psychological. I studied it. I know trans people are mentally ill with gender dysphoria. I know I'm mentally ill and have gender dysphoria. It's not a funny condition to have. I don't want to be non-binary. Didn't he originally say that he did this to be in support of his own non-binary sister?
Yeah, I think that's a lie. Like everything else he's said recently. It's like I think the only thing that he said that was true was that he wasn't ready to come out.
I don't think even after 10 years, 15 years of development and getting to love his own love of men, he would ever be ready to, quote, come out. I don't know how one comes out after that. Come out to your senses? Maybe. Sure, pretty late for you to try doing that. Regardless. This then has 2 parts left. Both of these are about Sweet Baby Inc. news, specifically the quote that's been heard around the internet, which is they want to destroy the industry. It's 12:13. I would like to dig into that more tomorrow. And then there's another video from Think Before You Sleep, but that's about anti-red pill things. I probably could also say that from tomorrow. So more or less, for the social catch-up of most of the internet drama that was developing that I missed, BlownBack is now super big into trans dick. The Act Man had a very rare W, and we all have to defend him in this situation, because an even more annoying scoundrel who decided to take the anti-Destiny, or in this case, more particularly in line with the leftists that usually do this, the cornbread tube angle, the Shark 03 argument. I used to be a big fan of you, but then you started becoming more popular than me, and that's a problem. Shat down a man's throat, live on air, literally sat on his mouth and pooped down it. The man swallowed it, then he regurgitated it and said, "How dare you, I'm gonna block your content from the internet." Talked a bunch of shit, got a bunch of licks from both Actman and his own audience, and continues to be coping and seething to this day. As well as, Nintendo still suing companies for things that are not legal, and the commentary community in general basically having a breaking up of friendships, only in the sense of people who were supposed to be the chosen, the devout ones, basically getting broken and their friend groups falling apart. Which, while sad and terrifying, doesn't really get pale in comparison to the Iron Mouse story, which I thought I had a link for. Do you know much about this? Because I do know something about this.
About
Iron Mouse. A bunch of...
No, I have no idea.
Okay, let me see if I remember this correct. There's two breakdowns of this story. One is about the VTubers on Twitch in general. The other one is about Iron Mouse specifically. Iron Mouse has been getting harassed by a random stalker trying to use the copyright system to, of course, get their personal information. The news story reached a fever pitch about either 1 night, 2 nights ago, where their YouTube channel had been terminated by YouTube because of the refusal to answer them obviously trying to play and game the system. They eventually did get their stream back. They have been doing a charity stream to donate to the IDF. Open shut case basically of VTuber getting harassed because popular, people saying, "Who the fuck even are they?" And ironically enough in this case, and a little bit of crossover, Thor himself came over to explain how it was important for people to be supporting Iron Mouse in the situation. So, positive things. However, I have a Devin Nash video that's inside of this, breaking this down, not really necessary to go over, because it repeats most of the things he's already said before. But it's even more annoying because the current owner of the Twitch TV CEO position, Dan Clancy, is pretty much somebody who doesn't get what discoverability actually means for people like... Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Bring this back up. If I quickly reference this.
So what is going on?
The basic answer problem is that... This on screen for chat. The basic problem is that the issue with Twitch is that the things that can get a VTuber banned is 10 times more strict than the most egregious booby streamer. The VTubers were asking for Twitch to give them an explanation for the things that they were explicitly doing that was wrong. Then TwitchCon happens, which is the clip being reacted to here from Devin Nash from one of the on-stage presentations from the CEO, which is really, it's a really small affair if I actually let the video play. It is just Clancy walking in a circle on a stage, similar to that as what was done with any of the other breakdowns that we did for Summer Games Fest, but even more boring. There's no value going to TwitchCon whatsoever, except for like hoping that drama kicks off between content creators. That's it. There's no purpose. There's no point. Anyways, after TwitchCon happens, blanket bans. See if I can get the screen cap. Blanket bans to multiple content creators. And when they look into the reason they got blanket bans, it was listed as scamming / abuse of donation links, specifically of bits. Iron Mouse was supposed to be, quote, considered one of the people who were caught in that dragnet, but in reality, it was more to do with not very good explanations and I guess wanting to kick them off the platform. However, since I happen to be here on my timeline, I have it directly in front of me. This would be, nope, wrong screen. This would be what I'm describing here. Let me send you this link. Rather, no, let me show you my screen. This is what I mean by the clip that was being going viral. I've been looking into this clip myself. Employee from Sweet Baby Inc. admitting that they want to destroy the industry and burn it to the ground and try to rebuild it using the bridge framework. I'm honestly surprised that they came out and just said this, because this doesn't even give them plausible deniability. Nope. And this, of course, comes from Kirsch.
If you're going into a game trying to make it more representational content instead of just making a good game first and foremost, your game is not going to be good. Like, I genuinely don't understand this mindset, right? Like, I mean, I do, right? Because their most important thing is pushing their cultural revolution, even though they're going to lie to you and call you crazy for pointing it out. Blazing Saddle is extremely aware of social inequity and finds humor in that darkness. Brooks made sure the jokes came at the expense of whiteness and chipped away at an absurd social hierarchy. It isn't respectful, it's offensive, but it offends the right people.
What kind of hog shit? Huh? Huh? I can think of...
make the no sense.
I can think of 5 jokes off the top of my head from Blazing Saddles itself that has nothing to do with making fun of whiteness, and is instead playing on stereotypes that only these actors could have been able to do, simply because the joke is that there's racism happening. Everybody remembers where the white women at, and then them jacking the fucking outfit of the Ku Klux Klan members. Not even to mention Hedley Lamar.
Yeah.
Alright. Person on screen must be queer, because dumbass takes with lenses like those can't come from somebody who's based in cringe.
I think that last sentence is very telling. You're allowed to be offensive as long as it's towards the right people.
The final piece, maybe the biggest failing of
glowing skin, circle frames. I think they have a lip piercing, but they definitely have the fucking septum piercing. This is horrible.
Go Unchained as a genre film is power. And I'll get to the lesson early, because good genre must consider its relationship to power. That is true of horror, science fiction.
Tarantino hasn't earned the right to laugh. Earned the right to laugh. What the actual fuck am I reading? These people are lunatics!
Genre is incompatible with the death of the author. In Tarantino's case, the man seems to thrive on people hating him, and so...
People thrive? Tarantino thrives on people hating him? Huh?
Oh, I don't hate him, but I do think his work needs to be critiqued out of existence. And that...
I don't hate him, but I don't think he should be allowed to have a job. Okay?
Hey.
I don't hate him. I just think his work needs to be critiqued out of existence. Might I remind you, Chad, the beginning of his slides said that one of his goals was to burn the game industry to the ground.
Sweet Baby also does portfolio reviews for marginalized folks in the games industry, and a little bit of career.
I like how he calls this talk, how to get away.
I mean, we wouldn't know that considering how you guys hide the fucking portfolios of every person who works for your company. Lord knows who's a part of your business if they didn't go to your LinkedIn. And I'm pretty sure if you could have it your way, you'd scrub that shit too, if you haven't already.
With murder, subverting genre expectations, because he and people like him do a very good job of murdering any kind of project they work on.
So yeah, that is more or less the news that we have not been able to watch live that we've missed. This particular one, I want to take more time researching, because I did research more of these last night, but the ones towards the back end here in my top browser, I didn't get to fully dig through the way that I wanted to, with the exception of Kirst's opinion. I've seen couples of it, but I have a video from her channel, one of her channels, which is the 1 hour, 32 minute, and 36 second, I believe, segment. And then there is a thread that was actually going through the things that she was listing that wrote it down as well as reactions from content creators like Ref Says Desu about Sweet Baby getting what it deserved. I've done the rounds, I looked at the usual suspects, and they all had opinions, of course, but I didn't get to fully investigate the opinion unmolested from those influences, so I wanted to at least wait one extra day, because tomorrow is my birthday, in which to study that. So that should be plenty for there. I don't have anything else.
I put in the 2 other cases that happened as of recently of terrible people in the gaming industry striking other content creators for getting blown the fuck out.
Okay.
So the recent thread that I put in there.
Okay.
I also put some interactions with one of them that I had.
Okay. Thread.
That's funny.
Yes. FR. Fratega. Okay. That was not what was about to come out of my mouth.
Fratega, yeah.
Okay. Fratega plays. PlayStation fanboy accuses of copyright and strikes my channel.
Probably put it on 2 time speed. It's fine. It should be fine.
Oh boy. You know, it really saddens me. Truly does. I once thought the YouTube community was actually community. Yeah, we're at each other's throats quite often. Yes, there's drama here and there. But at the end of the day, I'd always assume that we...
Is that a mix-up of the Punisher and the Sweet Baby Inc. logo?
I can't tell you because it just says play picture-in-picture and I don't see the actual video.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh boy. You know, it really saddens me.
Yeah, that looks like a mix-up of the Sweet Baby Inc. logo and the Punisher.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Truly does. Yeah. I once thought the YouTube community was actually community. Yeah, we're at each other's throats quite often. Yes, there's drama here and there. But at the end of the day, I'd always assume that we stick together, we watch out for each other, and don't allow something like copyright striking to become a hindrance to this platform. See, there's lots of people, who do not like Daddy Frit. Understandable. I don't like you too. I wouldn't want you in my backyard. There are people who've said some heinous things about me, and people who would most likely never stop to help me change a tire on the side of the road. But in spite of all those things, God forbid if anyone were to false copyright strike them, false flag them, I would be there to have their backs, because that's what we're supposed to do. Unfortunately, I'm not afforded the same exact courtesy. It really sucks, because this is not the video I wanted to make, you know? I wanted to cover the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. I wanted to cover Pal World and Nintendo's lawsuit. I didn't want to cover stupid, pointless drama because somebody's feelings were hurt. And yet here we are, again, because this happened to me like in what, 2019, 18, I don't remember, with another YouTuber, who, mind you, was also a PlayStation guy. If you notice, they have a habit of doing that. Your JTechs, they will not afford you the same in return. In general, if you ever notice, it's solely the PlayStation fanboys that ever resort to false copyright claiming and false flagging, as Rags had a history of this with JTech TV. So, what happened? Well, for those of you who were here for the video that I released on Tuesday morning that was covering a specific podcast on YouTube, you may have noticed the video just up and vanished. vanished. I was made aware of this as soon as possible by the producer Monmi, who thought I had taken it down myself. So I took a look at YouTube, and lo and behold, a copyright strike from the content creator of said podcast, whose name I will not mention, but you know who he is. Someone who's had a history of doing this, apparently. 12 years of doing this, actually. A serial offender. The content claimed in question was 2 minutes used out of a 4-hour-long stream. That is what got claimed, even though all of it was transformative and heavily edited. And by the way, I'm not sure why the owner of the channel, VG, actually took down the video. I don't understand why you would be upset. That video was merely a reaction and commentary provided towards the meltdown another member of that podcast had towards the host. It wasn't an attack on the host. It wasn't personal. Hell, he had it uploaded on his own channel. Of course, because it's me and my mere presence makes these guys piss themselves. He decided to submit a false copyright claim and got the video taken down. And now I have a strike on my channel. That's right. If you guys don't know, people can just do this. People can just copyright strike your channel and it will be removed by default, which you have 90 days to dispute. After those 90 days are up, your strike is removed. So you can ignore it or you can file an appeal, which gives the owner a total of 10 days to respond to. And if they don't, the video gets reinstated. If they do decide to respond, then we have to settle it legally in court, exchange information, things like that. A completely broken system that any person can abuse at any point. Hell, there's more loopholes to the YouTube system than you think. There are a lot of people who do not like me simply over my opinions of PlayStation. You wouldn't believe how far it goes. Actually, you would if you've been subscribed long enough. If you haven't, sub. And during my time, I have had PlayStation fanboy account.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard of this content creator before, so I am definitely one of the people who are outside of the measure on what he thinks and believes.
He's very similar to OnoX Alex.
Okay.
He memes on PlayStation and Sony fanboys.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, the person that he didn't give the name for is Broken Games HDR.
Okay.
That's the person that's him.
All right.
A takedown request of a video I had that featured that person's face for more than like 5 seconds, even though it wasn't the face of the actual person filing the complaint. And just like that, YouTube removed the video without questions, no hesitation, no option to appeal. If people want to mess with you, if they want to f with you, it's really quite easy. It's like being able to just cut any person's telecommunications line outside of their house. That simple. It's never up to the person filing the takedown to prove anything. It's up to the person being struck to present all evidence against them. Now, as you can imagine, I'm quite upset, and you know, maybe that makes BG happy knowing he did that. Congratulations. I do take it personal because unlike you, I actually work on my content. I actually improve upon it. I'm not sitting in front of a camera, stumbling over my words like a buffoon, unedited, and calling it a day. My producer can testify to you that we're always looking to do something cool, and that is why I'm upset, because the video that was up was honestly one of my favorites this year. We had busted our ass off creating a whole new animation, whole new avatar, you know, things that I really like to show off to the audience to let them know that, hey, we care about what we make here, even if it goes entirely unappreciated or nobody notices. Effort isn't a requirement. I'm not obligated to try for anybody, but I do. So having a video taken down is like watching somebody burn something I had painted in front of me, all because they have no other means to express themselves. That's all they know how to do. Try to take down and silence people they disagree with. On a daily, on social media, I deal with these guys trying to report everything I post 24/7, commenting on everything I post 24/7, commenting on things I post behind a block 24/7. There's just no end to it. Well, I mean, there is an end to it. If I just started to simp for PlayStation and pretend I like it, they would all take my side. That is how this mob works. It's a group of mentally ill people with too much free time and too much free government money on their hands. Hell, you can practically hear their smoke detectors chirping in the background. But instead of changing their batteries, they try to change the lives of others dramatically by removing things they actually work for. Yeah, I know. WORK. Very scary words for the man who struck me. He didn't care if he was breaking terms of service. He didn't care if he was abusing fair use or copyright laws. He was going to get what he wanted. Satisfaction. Because if he actually talked to me, he knows I would make him look like an absolute moron. He wouldn't stand a chance. So this is the next best thing he can do. All over being unable to control his emotions. His feelings were hurt. His ego was bruised. And I didn't even really do much. That's the power and testament to Fratanga plays. So anyway, like any stupid proud criminal would do, he took to social media to, well, boast about it. Yeah, very smart. How genius is it to just flash your stolen piece on camera for everyone to see, huh?
Yep. And I did with big old Kool-Aid smile on my face too, cuz. Don't use my content without my permission, Rito, cuz. What you thought this was, cuz? You thought I wouldn't do nothing like you did when the blood took a go? Fuck out of here, cuz.
I was gonna say big watermelon smile, but I mean, if you want to go with Kool-Aid, that's fine too.
You like chicken, watermelon, shrimp, and ribs.
You know that's a racist ass joke, Vic. If you want to set yourself up for that joke, fine. See, the fact that this is the way I have to respond to you because you're too much of a pussy to just come speak to me and are actively ducking me, have me blocked on Twitter, ignoring my emails, avoiding showing up to my live stream to talk it out, it's just sad. I can't believe this is the closest I'm going to get to discussing this with you. I don't even understand why I don't bite. You see, BG, because I didn't really want to have to contact YouTubers who are in the millions of subs, who are my friends, who can so easily cover this and make your life a living hell. I didn't actually want to do that. I thought we could just email or talk in Discord. But no, I mean, you're just an idiot and decided to go straight to Twitter and announce to the world that you broke YouTube's terms of service. Now, knowing how YouTube treated Quantum TV during his Ackman stuff and JTech, I know they're gonna let you get away with it. You'll get off scot-free with a slap on the wrist. That's why you're doing it. It won't cost you anything, and it only cost me something. So I'm gonna need some collateral here. And I don't want money. I want pain. You see, BG, because I know my words can hit a whole lot harder than your fists. So think to yourself, if this is what I can do myself to your mind, imagine what will happen if all of YouTube came after you like you were the next Quantum TV. Now, of course, BG doesn't know that there's this thing called the Wayback Machine, but that doesn't even matter. I think the guy forgets that everybody can just pull out their phone and screen capture this. Not sure what the logic was behind it, but yeah, he ended up deleting that tweet like it was going to absolve anything. Right here, we have BG admitting to doing it maliciously. Of course, YouTube's gonna look at it and say, no problems here. We'll reinstate your video, but even though BG is breaking the rules, nothing's gonna happen to him. So this screenshot's completely pointless, but I want it to serve an example more than anything. This is the mentality of these PlayStation diehards. They will use the tools YouTube gives them like goddamn children. Tools that are there to actually protect their content are abused, all because their feelings get hurt. We're talking about people nearing their 40s and being unable to control this. And the best part, YouTube is ignoring it, flat out. I see them answering to everybody else's request on Twitter. But for some reason, my request, with hundreds of people tagging YouTube, has received nothing. All while BG's community is actively cheering it on. Hell, they're encouraging it. I mean, just look at Jabbar right here.
Copy my swag, these bastards.
It's absolutely crazy to me that I can get this copyright strike, talk about it on social media, and be flooded with people talking about how Xbox is dead. Do you see what I'm talking about? They don't really understand that they're doing illegal things that are wrong, because that's how pissed off they are at me, and all over a console. Or check this out, YouTube, if it's not good enough for you, because I know how bad you guys want to take Quantum Side, if what I'm saying ain't good enough for you, well, take a look at this.
See, I can't express enough how much I don't give a fuck, Alex, cuz, LMAO, if me and you wasn't cool, cuz, I would gladly, cuz, do it to you too, cuz, if you use my sheet, cuz.
Look, I know most of you watching don't really care about the situation, that's fine, but maybe you'll care about this. I could have had a video on Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered today, but no, because this guy copyright struck me, I have to talk about this now. This man deprived you of your salt. If that is not enough to get you guys up in arms, I don't know what else will be. You're a bunch of addicts. Just keep reminding yourself, this guy is the reason I didn't receive my salt today. So I'm going to redirect you to Alex's video instead. Go over there and watch his version, because I'm not going to be able to cover this story. Show him some support, but also for YouTube, look at him. He's just openly admitting that he intentionally copyright strikes people he doesn't like. It's all based off of who he does and doesn't respect. Well, that's not what this entire system is built on. This entire system is built on respecting fair use, and he's completely disregarded all of it. And you know, this is a problem because I don't want to bring up another person's.
Yeah, it's a bunch of more gay shit. And then the second one, generic Eric copyright abusing coward from Klutzy King 552.
The first one that we watched was from somebody who's just vindictive. This guy is an absolute demented fucking weirdo.
Okay.
Morning, everybody. How?
Oh, this video is shorter.
It's a shorter one. There's like a tiny clique of they call themselves salt miners, which is oh no, it's Alex, Fratanga Plays, Minxie1, who's a friend of mine, Gar of the Rage, Klutzy, which we're watching now, and I think another friend of mine, Spectre. They all go after salt mining, meaning they go after people who are fucking retarded on the gaming sphere that are called warrior fuckheads, basically.
Ankle. Picture. Here we go.
How are y'all doing today? I am pissed because we have yet another copyright abuser. Of course, right after Fritz's strike gets resolved, and we're all celebrating, of course, another PlayStation fanboy had to file another false strike. But this time it wasn't against Fritz, this time it was against Josh. And if you guys don't know who Josh is, most of you definitely do. But if you don't, link will be in the description. Go sub to him now. Not just to support him this time, but also because he's genuinely hilarious. Now, this morning, Josh sent this screenshot to me and a bunch of other people, which is an email saying,
Hi, oh no, Alex streams. You received a copyright removal request for your video based on applicable copyright law removed from YouTube. This needs to be addressed. Content used, the bot of brain rot, Mr. Boomstick L, XL, 805901, issued by the generic Eric. You received copyright strike. Okay.
saying he got a copyright strike from that generic Eric. Now, if you don't know who that generic Eric is, he's a typical Twitter pony. He's in Alex's videos a lot. Nothing special about this dude whatsoever. Well, now that I consider it, the fact that he's 40 years old and doesn't understand how the copyright system works shows that he might be a little bit special, actually. But whatever, you might be wondering, what exactly did Josh do that upset this guy so much? Basically, Josh just takes highlights from Alex's streams and edits them a bunch to make them super funny. But recently, he's been doing a bit more of his own content, still obviously very highly edited, but it's had more of his own commentary and stuff. And in this video in particular, he was going off on a bunch of PlayStation fanboys who had blocked him on Twitter, including that generic Eric and Reforge Gaming and a bunch of others. And let me go ahead and play you the clip that generic Eric decided to strike.
Like this generic Eric motherfucker who loves talking a big fucking game like he's some big man. But the moment you find his YouTube channel...
Greetings and salutations, it is I, that generic Eric. If you like my content, hit like and subscribe.
That's right, that is what was claimed. But it wasn't just that was claimed. If you were paying attention earlier, I'll show it again. But in this email screenshot, you can see an entire minute of Josh's video was clipped. The video that generic Eric tried to claim was in Josh's video for 6 total seconds. And it was absolutely under fair use. So not only is this a fraudulent strike because the content was fair use, he struck roughly 50 seconds of content that did not belong to him. Now, how did he respond to being called out, I hear you asking? This is how. Using my content without my permission isn't allowed and is well within my rights to report. Cope.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Yes, it is allowed. There's something called fair use, which protects creators from people like you. Or at least it's supposed to. Nobody needs your permission to use your content if they do so in a way that falls under fair use, which Josh's video did. Just because you were up in your feelings that somebody used a 6-second clip of your intro doesn't mean you get to file a strike. Josh can, and if you don't back down from this, most likely will take you to court over this. And guess what the judge is gonna say? He was right. And also notice how he turned off replies on that post. These guys are such cowards, it's not even funny. And what makes this whole thing even worse, yes, it gets worse, is the fact that this guy himself has taken clips from other people's videos and streams and commentated over them. Look at this screenshot. This is a video of him going over a live stream with Mr. Boomstick XL, in which he plays clips from the stream and then stops and commentates over them. But it's not okay for Josh to take a 6-second audio snippet from one of your videos because then you're gonna cry that he didn't have permission. Not only are you a copyright abuser, you're a hypocrite. Then again, I guess I shouldn't be super surprised. Those things go together like peanut butter and jelly. Like butter and bread. Like generic Eric and lack of female companionship. You know, I just realized something funny. I'm using Audacity to record my audio for this video.
Because you'll see why in the interaction I have with
Josh for doing the same thing he was doing. Not funny. I'm sorry. And the thing is, this dude is still posting about it. Look at this one. Some clowns need to be put in their place. They've been rampant for too long. Now that they got the hint, I'm gonna go play some more Uncharted 4. I ain't gonna go anywhere. When you 4F nuts want to discuss terms, you know where to find me. But remember, and then another CM Punk clip where he just says, you hate me because I'm right. No, you are absolutely not correct, and I think even you know it. And if you don't, then you're even dumber than you look. And it's funny that he says he's going to play Uncharted when his weight is Uncharted. Was that too mean? Oh, well, boo-hoo. And then just as I'm recording this, he put out another post, this time with a poll, with, again, locked replies, because this dude has no spine. And he asks, which pissed off the PCMR cucks more? The copyright strike the F-head deserved, or me obliterating the 4 wastes of skin on video? Oh, and don't worry, I locked comments. You delusional cucks ain't posting in my replies. Ah, yes, we are the delusional ones. Not the guy who thinks he can just copyright strike somebody because his feelings got hurt, and who thinks you have to get permission from somebody to use their content. Well, guess what? You don't, and now that this whole thing has happened, dude, you thought people gave you crap before, and you thought you needed to put them in their places before? Just wait. You just made everything 100 times worse for yourself. Even if you retract the strike, which you definitely should, you are never going to live this down. There are no terms to discuss other than you remove the strike.
Probably stop here.
Yep.
He did. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay. Pretty much open closed opinion. Don't stop fucking striking people because you disagree with their goddamn opinions. Stop trying to hide the fucking information you guys push for. It's weird.
So, in short, after that, he does retract the strike. He basically deletes all the content off of his channel. He has an interaction with me, and then something else happens. But I want everybody to see that in a second. You want me to read the interaction?
Yeah.
Okay. So he posts a cute little tweet here that says, I think these clowns learned their lesson, strike retracted. Use me as content again, and I won't be so forgiving. So I decided to quote tweet this and say, keep this on lock, anyone who ever covers this douchebag. I bet YouTube would love to see that they are abusing their copyright system. Totally not a TOS violation at all. Eric ain't just the clown show, you're the whole fucking circus. His response, go fuck yourself. So I said, I have a husband to do that for me. Love this though. The clown can't respond because it knows I'm right. He says, and this is why I make a comment about how he wants to talk about how people are getting fucked. He goes, and while you're sitting there trying to be a smug cunt who's burying his face in an attractive woman, I'm attracted. Fuck you. I guess he got sick and tired of suffocating in your gun. I don't have a gun. Haha, you're adorable, coat parter. And you're a dog. I ain't coping. I'm laughing at how triggered you clowns are. I'm even laughing at how easy it was. Wait until you PC master race cucks see my next trick. My response, and I think I completely clapped his cheeks on this. They said, what? You're gonna make your content disappear again? Or continue to make your comment section disappear? Woo, great trick. You're so not coping that you had the spurg out in my replies. Totally believe you. Bet that copium smells amazing. He says, what you're smelling is the smegma on your face. So, I do get laid. Oh, my comments being turned off seems to trigger you pretty easy. Maybe I should keep doing it. I don't watch your content, so why would it bother me? Big oof. Can only come up with petty insults because you're not too bright and it's all you have. Please continue to provide more milk for the farmers, lol cow. It's the only thing that gets you attention anyways. You sound like an expert on cows, one of your relatives, I presume. And then he decides to post a GIF about a cow dancing on a pole. And in a matter of seconds after I do that, he blocks me. And within the hour, he deletes his entire account on Twitter.
Interesting.
And not only that, why I call him deranged is the community posts that he puts up. He's basically wiped his entire shit. It says, hi all. So I was going to deactivate, but then I realized one of the child molester's friends who sniped my name. Child molester's names would snipe my name. So I'm gonna make a final post instead and tell it how it is. If this account gets suspended, I really don't care because I'll never be signing onto this account ever again. Right. As the name is used, suspended or not, that groomer will never own this name. He's talking about one of the group in the Alex sphere, the salt miners.
I see.
This place is fucked. So is all social media. You can call someone the N-word and nothing happens. You can dox the ever-loving shit out of someone and nothing happens. You even say hick, use a Kermit gif dying of cringe, or say it is what it is and you can get suspended. I've learned one thing from all this. People will defend a groomer, harassers, doxers, and people who eat their own brother's crusted semen. That's a reference to Fortega. Okay. There's lore behind that, but I won't get into that unless you really want me to. If you defend yourself, you're the bad guy. They'll fuck their own mothers for clout. They glamorize their father's death for clout, and they'll use their own illness for clout. People will defend that, despite them being adulterers and drunk drivers. So here's what I'm telling you fucks. I'll be back sooner or later. When I do, I'll be in the shadows, rebranded, and all this profile's lessons will be learned. I'll be more cerebral and will be more of a nightmare than what I was on here. You fucks wanted war, you're gonna get it. As for my crew, that's between me and them, and ultimately none of your business. You retards didn't win. You bought time before euthanasia. There's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Deranged.
I'm actually surprised.
So mad.
I'm actually surprised that he has that much energy over the issue, despite not really having really much of anything.
Subs. He's got 40 subs on his YouTube channel. And from what I understand, he's a terrible Sony pony that thinks that he's big shit, talks big shit, but as soon as he gets his ass clapped, one of the instances for which is by me, he runs and cries cryably. It's hilarious. My day yesterday was funny as hell. Oh, I was laughing so hard at work when this is all happening. It's the best.
I see. I was in the warm, loving embrace of parenthood. The hurricane was passing through the area. They're supposed to pass again through the day today, which is one of the other reasons I'm not trying in early, but precautious, because I have no idea when my internet's going to come out. I know that today is Thursday, but I need to see what the weather's like closer towards after 12 into 5. Because if the internet gets fucked because of the storm, I'll be unhappy. So I need to see what the weather's like until then. Until then, more than likely, birthday's tomorrow. Today is Thursday. Assuming that we save time because of today's tornado / hurricane warning for Hurricane Helen. It's either Helena or Helen.
I have no idea.
Somebody who's eagle-eyed will look it up for me in my area. But that leaves us Saturday, and we will also use Sunday. I know that the 1.0 release for Raven's Watch is today. Then tomorrow is the actual birthday proper. We'll be spending time on Dustborn, completing that. And then on the birthday, I will probably cover a couple more bits of news, also playing Raven's Watch with the chat, and then we will probably be finished with Dustborn because there's only 3 chapters left. Total of 10 chapters. We finished chapter 7, which means the last 3 chapters are going to be about the rest of the game content. Which, man, fucking Christ. I sat down in meditation over that. There is a lot in Dustborn that could be well made, but the game is so horrible from its foundation that I don't think it's worth it, and even if you were to do it, you would basically have to start all the way over again. It's a bit depressing, actually. There's somebody who broke it down to me that saw us talking about it, and by us I mean the Struggler, on one of his tweets on Twitter, who chimed in with his opinion about how the game functionally works. It's all illusion of choice on a lot of the decisions and choices, even with the characters' decisions in their codas. Basically, where in any other JRPG where characters would actually have development and decisions and choices and personalities, they basically have little to no personalities, decisions, and choices. I was told I was going to be very annoyed at what the reason for Sai's departure at the end of the last chapter was before, but we're gonna find that out together. Chat, we're gonna find that out live on that versus chat. Anywho, yeah, I'm honestly disgusted with the Gunnar situation. That Gunnar situation was probably the most very hard for me to keep up with, simply because a lot of these people I had no context behind who they were. I know.
I give you context on who Echo is. Echo is just an orbiter for a bunch of the small commentary creators.
Okay.
We knew he was kind of a degen, but we didn't know he was that much of a degen.
He needs help. He needs clinical help.
More than that. And what's worse is that everybody that was in that call, besides the one person who literally blew the roof off of it, which was John the alcoholic, they said that they weren't going to say anything. They were just going to let it go.
I don't think I could let that go.
Well, these guys are not the best of people. So, yeah. But I feel the worst for 2 people. I'm upset because Rump and Dump is one of my friends. She's done art for me in the past, and I've been friends with her for like several years now. But the people I feel the worst for is his, I'm assuming, ex-girlfriend now, and Lady Nerd Artist. Because Lady Nerd Artist gave him the stuff that I'm assuming nudes, without getting paid for them. In private, under the assumption that they were just between them. And obviously his girlfriend gave permission to show pictures of her, which was, from what I understand, cosplay pictures, to Bunny. But she never gave any permission to give it to anybody else, and that Cherry person talked with the girlfriend behind the scenes, and the ex-girlfriend had no idea who she was. While Echo's over here saying, oh, we saw you on Twitter, and she thought you were hot, and we talked about a threesome thing. No, that never happened.
Man, I wish a nigga would. How did I phrase it earlier? Alternate dimensional Carl. I wish alternate dimensional Carl fucking would. He would have no teeth. No teeth.
Yeah. What's even worse is that there are some people, I will not name names because I don't think you need them in your orbit whatsoever. They are terrible fucking people.
Okay.
Are running around getting pissy at the people whose nudes and lewds were exposed because they won't give him information so he can make a video on it. Yeah.
Sometimes they only need to have information to talk about on a live stream, because sometimes these things don't need to be memorialized in a video.
But he's clout running. He wants to have that oh, this is for me because I'll get more monies off of it and I can make live streams off of it. Nobody wants to give it to him. And it's the same kind of person that wants to, even with how bad the situation was, I would not go as far as this person wants to. He literally has said multiple times on stream that Echo should be doxxed. I don't agree with that. But he says, I won't be the one doing it. It'll probably be one of my associates. So he wants to incite his audience to dox somebody because they're a gooner. And then dox the other people that were in that call because they were a part of that situation. No, Bo. No, that's not okay. Not in any way, shape, or form.
Should he be embarrassed in front of a live studio audience for 3 hours straight about every lie that he told? Yes.
Yes.
Should he go to therapy and probably start asking some very deep soul-searching questions about why he desperately needed to lie to other women so he could get the nudes of other women to then show them off in live stream of other people unprompted? Yes. Should he have his life put on the track of life ruination because some clout chaser believes that he needs to expose every person who, quote, didn't go far enough? No. In fact, it should be immediately triggered that any person who is involved in that call should bring up the fact that this person's trying to cancel them like this so that this persecution does not happen.
Well, that's not going to happen because he's deleted his Twitter profile.
His Twitter profile, yeah.
He's gone. Presumably. He probably has an alt somewhere.
I feel like I need to get in touch with Xylee and just sit down and start asking some basic questions about things. And just let her and the rest of the people who are willing to talk to me about the things that happen in the Drama Sphere just ask me questions, me ask them questions, and just fill me on this shit happening. Because somewhere along here, I don't think anywhere in that 3-hour call, because I got about 2 hours and 23 minutes into it, I don't think I heard a single person act as the nigga of the group and just say, well, nigga, what are we talking about? I feel like after... Sorry, go ahead.
They did a lot.
Yes. Like, in the beginning, it's like... Alright, so we're gathered here today because this man's got a problem with gooning off on camera, right? Like, we all know what's going on here, right? Eventually, they got there, and it all came together, along with them bringing the girls in to directly question him. And he's sitting there sheepishly like a kid who's got caught with his pants around his ankles. Probably metaphorically and literally. But a lot of these situations are pretty straightforward, like, so this guy's retarded, right? We all know this guy's retarded. Anyways,
They said that a lot. They said it a lot.
I definitely need to start talking to them so I can at least have my own opinion heard. I definitely need to start talking to these guys.
You can try.
Yes, I definitely need to do that. Now that I've got that video out of the way, I'll probably start slowly working on the backlog instead of trying to drop them on the same day at the same time. Anyways, thank you for coming through and giving chat the context. Meanwhile, chat, we're gonna see what happens with this weather. The weather is what's holding back anything that I do for the rest of today. Because it's really annoying that the weather is not straight up. It looks like it's normal outside, but it's dark gray clouds, and the amount of downpour that we had yesterday makes me concerned. So we're going to see what happens in the next 4 to 5 hours. Anywho, looking through the chat real quick. Shouldn't eat or pay his bills, but I don't hate him. Declares victories, but can't sit on business. Did he throw his hard drives into the shredder too? I don't think they did. Larping is an emperor with like a dust his targets, full refers from his job, or bust everything, even the foundation. You're in one game. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
I don't understand what he's referring to.
I don't either. I'm trying to keep up. I'm assuming they're they meant you having the context about the situations. But we're gonna see what happens with the weather within the next 4 to 5 hours, chat. And if the power does not get cut out and or another tree limb does not try to fall onto our power lines here on our street, we will see you all around 4 to 5 to 6 p.m. And then we'll try to crank shit out. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. Bye!
Bye.